Hello everybody, good evening and welcome along to the final round of the 2016 GPVWC International Touring Cup season. It has been a great season so far, and now we on Halloween are going to come with a hopefully not too spooky broadcast. One more round of the season, and it is going to be here from virtual Brazil that the teams and drivers championships are decided. It is very much between 4 drivers in the teams and potentially 2. I think it is just 2 teams in the teams now. 4 drivers in the drivers. But the ones we're looking at, Nicky Jakovic and Adrian Holm, who will come out of those 2 the most likely candidates as champion? That is the question we will hope to answer today. We're in qualifying now. I'm Joshua Anderson. Once more this season I'll be taking you through the action through all 3 races. No James Kirk, unfortunately, today. He's not able to be with us, so we do have David Fidock, the championship rival to Eros Mashuli, coming in to do commentary very kindly on such short notice. He won't be here until after qualifying, though, so just me to take you through the action for now. And we have, of course, the fantastic Argo Teder on cameras. And this circuit, the Autodromo de Jose Carlos Pace, a very difficult circuit, even in an open wheeler, never mind touring cars. Lots of challenging sections on this track, and one we will have to keep a good eye on because it has been raining at some point today, so it might even rain in some of these races. Lewis McGlade coming round, but now for Aurora Motorsports, probably going to be the first car to set a lap here. Remember, Super Bowl qualifying, you get 1 shot and 1 shot only. In fact, yeah, that is him going to be first. Gerrit de Vries is coming out of the pit lane. I thought he was on track. He is not. But McGlade just coming on the first couple of corners through the centre, through Curva de Sol now, and down Reta Aposta here. Sorry if my Portuguese isn't very good. I didn't study it as a main language. But McGlade going to be setting the benchmark that all the other drivers will be adhering to this qualifying session as he locks up a little bit, coming into Disquita de Lago there, and round at turn 5. Not going to help us time that, but it is only 1 chance he's going to get, so he's got to live with it, unfortunately. McGlade now coming round Ferradura, round Curva de la Regina as well. And then into the S section, the 8, the right turn it into Pederino, turn 9. Very tricky, this can catch you off guard. Lewis McGlade's got a little bit oversteering through there as well. And I can tell you now, sector-wise, he's not as quick as James Wilson behind him, but he is faster than David Franchit for Vodbull Racing. Lewis McGlade rounds now, comes round Meguro into Young Cow, and round he comes down there. Then it's the last of the lap. Round 13, round 14, round 15. Almost seems like 1 big corner, but it's 3. And Lewis McGlade will set the starting time here, although keep a good eye on James Wilson. Lewis McGlade has gone even quicker in sector 2 here. This could be good times from either Wilson or McGlade. Both Aurora drivers. McGlade is the 1:37.666. James Wilson now is going to come round. What is he going to achieve? It's going to be Wilson or McGlade on pole. Morby goes P2 in front of Morby. 1:39.110. Wilson 7/10 down on McGlade. 1:38.358 he does. Next car to complete the lap is David Franchich. He will cross the line. And the Croatian goes second. 1:38.107, half a second off McGlade. But as we've seen so many times this season, anything can change in Super Bowl qualifying. Adam Hodgkinson is going to come around and complete a lap now very soon as well. Sven de Vries also on the list of people, as is Wupke Hoekstra. But watch Adam Hodgkinson now as he comes round the start-finish line. Keeps very much to the left, and he will complete a lap. He does a 1:39.1, slots himself just behind Philip Morby. Only by 300 of a second. Sven de Vries is next on the list, as is Wupke Hoekstra. Actually, Wupke Hoekstra is going to be first out of the 2 Adonai, and, well, 2 Adonis cars, and Wupke Hoekstra will come across the line now. His lap time is a 1:39.125, goes ahead of Hodgkinson, and Sven de Vries will cross the line also. He does a 1:38 dead, 2nd place for the American. That is a stunning lap time from him. But, of course, we have the big names. We have Adam Taylor, Rudy Van Buren, Bart de Vos, Nico Barkley, Nicky Jakovic, all yet to set laps. And some of them are just going out now. Jeffrey Fordy and Mark Wicks have gone out. Adam Taylor's gone out. Some cars waiting till the very end of the session some cars decided to go out now. Gerrit de Vries is going to come across and finish a lap 2. And Gerrit will be hoping to probably beat Douglas Hilliard and the likes of that, and people ahead of him. He'll hope for a good time here, the Dutchman, and, well, here comes Gerrit now to cross the start finish, and he achieves a 1:39.8, goes ahead of Hilliard. Should be noted, Doug Hilliard, we haven't seen him in a long time. Great to see him on track again. Not the fastest of drivers out there, but very consistent, solid driver, Doug, and it is a pleasure to have him back with us on the racetrack. Obviously, rounding out the current runners with a 1:41 at the moment, 3.3 seconds off Lewis McGlade, as Bart de Vos has now left the pits, as is Adrian Holm. Both enterprises going out together. Nico Barkley leaves. Mark Wicks is halfway through his outlap. Jeffrey Fournier about to complete his outlap. He's going through Youngstown now. De Vos and Holm, though, the ones really at the moment to watch in this qualifying session. Those enterprises can work together really well. Adrian Holm and Nicky Jakovic, the two realistic challengers for the championship here today. Adrian and Nicky being within 7 points of each other, and Bart de Vos and then it's Bart de Vos and David Frančić quite a way back, but could still mathematically win the championship if something goes drastically wrong for both Jakovic and Holm today. Adam Taylor, though, has started his flying lap, as is Jeffrey Fournier, and both of these drivers potentially, well, they're not in championship contention, but they are both trying to help their teams along in the championship here. Fournier obviously drives for Epic, and Nico Barkley will as well. He's just going to come around and start. He's coming around a young car, actually. Adam Taylor, though, for Vodbull, one of the championship contenders in the teams, he's really got to try and win the team's championship. Him and Nicky Jakovic today, they're going to try and put the hammer down. 10, I think they're 9 points ahead on Enterprise GP in the team standings. So there is not much in it at all between either. So a lot to play for. Vodbull Racing, of course, running a charity initiative this season for cancer research. They've raised over £400 this year for charity in their initiative. Every point scored is a point donated. Of course, if you'd like to donate to any of the charities on their car, Cancer Research UK, Breast Cancer Foundation, you are more than welcome to, of course. Every single little bit that you can donate does help to a very worthy cause. Adam Taylor then will come round the final couple of turns. He will complete his flying lap, and this will be looking up into the high echelons of the current grid. Adam Taylor crosses the start-finish line and goes second, 1:37.9, just under 3/10 behind Lewis McGlade, who that 1:36 is looking like a 1:37.666 is looking like a very good lap time now. Jeffrey Fournier, 11th behind Hilliard. That has not been a good lap for the Frenchman. He's going to be hoping for a lot better than that in the race. And it has been a bit of a disappointing session for him, therefore. Adrian Holm is coming into the young cow now. Bart de Vos following him, not very far behind. Checking their sector times, Adrian Holm. Well, we look at sector 1 for Adrian, and it is green and green. Bart de Vos, purple and purple. Watch Bart de Vos. He is looking on course for pole position here, the Belgian. Adrian Holm, though, is going to come across the start-finish line. He will need as good a position as he can get to try and win the championship here. He goes P1, provisionally at least, because here comes Bart de Vos to eclipse his time by 0.6066 of a second. 1:37.467 for de Vos, 1:37.533 for Holm. It is a provisional Enterprise 1-2. Mark Wicks has gone P13. Nico Barkley goes P6. But here comes Nicky Jakovic across the start-finish line. The Bosnian goes 8th. Now, remember, of course, Jakovic has the full 45 kilograms. Bart de Vos has 27 kilograms of weight. Adrian Holm 36, which makes their achievement even more impressive. But this track can really help front-wheel drive cars because of the long, fast sections. So, Nicky Jakovic, 8/10 off Bart de Vos there. That is not what the Bosnian wants, and it might just give Adrian Holm the chance he needs in the championship. But pole position is far from sorted, because here comes Eric Strana. Only 9 kilograms of weight for the Swede, and he would have to think he's in with a good chance of taking the pole position for himself, the reigning ITC champion. Will not be reigning champion after this race goes. We know he's out of championship contention, so trying to go out with a bang, Eric Strana, as reigning champion. Let's see what he can do on his qualifying lap. Tobias Olsen, his teammate, is leaving the pits now. Rob Mason on his outlap. Yuri Gishin for Hins Motorsport. There is a Hins on the grid, and it's Yuri Gishin. Welcome, Yuri. Great to see you on the grid. Let's see what you can do. Jackie Lotterman comes back for Origin Front Row Racing. Picked up a couple of penalties last time, but overall solid debut for Jackie. And David Young, of course, still to leave the pits. Jeffrey Forney has just dropped out of the session. And, well, we are really just watching Eric Strana at the moment. He's the only one on a hot lap right now, and Strana is making no bones about it. A 23.881 in Sector 1, purple he goes. He is making himself known here. Eric Strana definitely out to prove a point here. He may not be reigning champion after this race, but he's determined to show that if he is around in 2017, he will try his hardest to reclaim that crown. Eric Strana then, let's see how he is in Sector 2 as he comes round to complete it. Let's just see. It has updated. It's a green second sector, not a purple second sector. Maybe not going to get pole. Maybe he is, but he's going to give it a good go. Rob Mason on the flying lap, as is Yuri. But here comes Eric Strana, round turn 15, round Arica Bancadas, and here he goes. Is it going to be pole for the reigning ITC champion? It is not, but it's not by much. 2/10 off he goes. 1:37.711. And Rob Mason, Yuri Gishin, Tobias Olsen all on flying laps now. And, well, we only have 4 more cars yet to complete a lap in this session. Both of the ice colds have met each other as Tobias is now on a flying lap, getting the draft off Eric Strana, who happens to be there. And this is going to help Tobias a little bit. Eric gets out of the way. He's not on a lap anymore. Tobias comes round into the turn, and let's see how he is. He's on a green sector, not purple, not the fastest, and he knows it. Rob Mason is also on a lap, as is Yuri Gishin. Yuri is actually about to come round. He will be the first to complete a lap here. Neither sector is purple, neither is Rob's first sector purple, so probably not going to be pole position from either of these two. But nonetheless, we have David Junt leaving the pits now in the Eval Simracing car. And he will be hoping for a good lap. Here comes Yuri Gishin, though. He's coming to the pits. Yuri has actually abandoned his qualifying lap. He will not set a time. Therefore, he will start behind Hilliard and Fournier. But here comes Rob Mason now, the Stax racing driver. Consistent, usually quite good in these touring cars. Comes across the line, does Rob, and he will nab P11. 1:38.968, solid result for Rob Mason. Here comes Tobias Olsen, though. Now, Tobias is not fastest, but Rob Mason actually set a purple sector 3. So, great result from Rob. But here comes Tobias. What will the Swede's time be as he crosses the line? 1:37.5. Dumps McGlade out of 3rd place. And that is a great time from Olsen. And we're just waiting now on David Young, who is on his outlap. And Rudy Van Buren needs to leave the pits now if he's going to set a qualifying time. And I don't think he is. I don't think Van Buren's going to get a time in. Neither is Tristan Potters. Neither is Jackie Lotterman. All of these drivers are not going to set qualifying times now. So the only driver yet to do one is David Young. We will be watching him, therefore. And, well, Van Buren has obviously decided not to do a qualifying lap. And that's because he has the back of the grid penalty. So Van Buren needs to start from the back of the grid anyway. Why qualify? I should add at this point, there are a couple of penalties we need to go over. Chris Shepherd, unfortunately, has ran out of licence points for this season. He is not allowed to take part in this final event, unfortunately. So it's a shame to hear about that. I think as a result, there is only one Epic racing car on the grid here today. I will just go and double check that, though. Thinking it's only going to be Jeffrey Fournier on the grid for Epic today. And indeed, I think that is the case. So they only have the one car today, and Rudy Van Buren has that back of the grid for exceeding track limits and qualifying. Ben Willis has a back of the grid penalty too, but he's not here. That will probably, that will most likely carry over to 2017 should he choose to participate. Then, yep. Those are the only 2 back of the grid penalties to go over. So David Young, final qualifier of this qualifying session. Let's see how the Swiss does. Does not go fastest in Sector 1, but it is a 25.232. I've just noticed something in the comments. The weird background noise on Josh's mic every time he talks is my desk fan, which I've now turned off. So if I overheat, then I'm doing it in the name of the broadcast. Damage Hunt, though, as time expires on the clock, will come round. He comes round into turn 8, into turn 9. Pinerio now. And Hunt will be hoping very much that he can get a good run through here and get up there. He'd probably be aiming for a top 15, Hunt, if not higher. He will be hoping for the best possible result here. And he knows that he needs to do well to help Eval's current run with Van Buren helping them out. He knows he needs to capitalise on the team's successes and get as good a result as he can. Comes round to the end of Sector 2. Green there as well. He's about a second off Bart de Vos, and a second off. He's going to be about 2 or 3 seconds off by the looks of this. Unless he picks up the pace in Sector 3, this is going to be about 17th or 18th for Damage Hunt, and he does not want that. Damage Hunt, though, round the final turn. What is his qualifying lap time going to be? It's not going to be pole position, but what is it going to be? It is 18th. A 1:40.666. And Bart de Vos, therefore, is your pole sitter for this round. An Enterprise GP 1-2 in circumstances where they needed it. Tobias Olsen, therefore, 3rd. Lewis McGade, 4th. Eric Strana, 5th. Adam Taylor, 6th. Fenbury, 7th. Nico Barkley, David Franchich, 9th. Nicky Jackarich, 10th. James Wilson, 11th. Rob Mason, 12th. Philip Morby, 13th. Whoopi Hoekstra, 14th. Adam Hodgkinson, 15th. Garrett Rees, 16th. Mark Wick, 17th. David Jones, 18th. Douglas Hilliard, 19th. And Rudy Van Buren will start behind Tristan Potters, Yuri Geeson, and Jackie Lotterman as he has a back of the grid penalty. And, well, ahead of all those will be Jeffrey Fournier when he comes back, having been even further behind Hilliard. So it will be Hilliard, Fournier, Potters, Geeson, Lotterman, Van Buren by the sounds of things. So that is an interesting little thing we've got here. Oh, I see now. Fran Lopez is in the comments, I think. Hello. Lovely to see you here, Fran. And, yeah. Nice to see you here, definitely. Fran Lopez, of course, Super League driver, doing very well recently and will be, of course, part of the final race. But, yeah, enough about Super League. This is ITC. As much as we have a championship battle there, we have a championship battle here, too. And Bart de Vos is 4th position and Adrian Holmes 2nd. Will really help out. Holm has 36 kilograms of weight, remember, and Bart de Vos has 27. So they will need a good start, otherwise the likes of Djakovic and Taylor will come into the play. Now there are 3 races, obviously, per... Oh, hold on a minute. James Wilson has just asked that his qualifying lap time be deleted. So Rob Mason moves up to 11th, Philip Morby 12th, Webke Hoekstra 13th, and he will go behind Douglas Hilliard and Jeffrey Fournier now, James Wilson. But he won't get it back of the grid. I think that must have been because he thought he was cutting the track. And that is fair enough that he's asked his lap time to be deleted, so does not have to serve a back of the grid in 2017 if he chooses to race. Very sportsmanlike things from James Wilson there. He is a very fair man, very fair driver. We've seen that so far this season, and good show from him to make that decision if indeed he has cut the track. But as I was saying, this championship battle is getting a bit serious now. There are 3 races, 75 points maximum for each driver, and that, of course, means 155, I believe, for each team, potentially maximum. 135, sorry. So, that means that Ice Cold Racing are still technically in championship contention, but they would need things to go seriously wrong for Vodball and Enterprise if they want to take it. But drivers championship-wise, it is pretty much down to Nicky Djakovic and Adrian Holm here. David Franchich would need to win all 3 races, as would Bart de Vos, to even so much to stand a chance of winning the Drivers' Championship here. And even if Bart de Vos, who is on 150 points, tied with David Franchich, I believe, because apparently he's missing a point somewhere. If he got the full points and went to 225, it only means that Nicky Djakovic has to score 18 points to overhaul him. So, and 18 points is the 2nd place. So, obviously, you see the scale of the mountain that Franchich and de Vos have to climb. But Nicky Djakovic and Adrian Holm, it really has come down to these 2 in this championship battle. Nicky Djakovic 7 points ahead of Adrian Holm, and if that gap is more than 25 by the end of race 2, then Djakovic will have won the championship with 1 to boot. Same goes if it's that way for Holm. but we are hoping it will go down to the very final race of this 3-race weekend meeting. Of course, do keep the comments rolling in on the YouTube chat. It is always a pleasure to see what you have to say. And also, not discounting Bart DeVos and David Francis, of course, but out of Nicky Jakovic and Adrian Holm, who do you think is more likely to take the championship here today at Brazil? Please do keep your comments. Answer in the comments if you would like, and I might even have a chance to get back to that at some point. It has been a very good season of ITC on the whole. It's been a pleasure to commentate here from Donington to Brazil. And I'm very much hoping that I'll get the chance to do it again in 2017. Because if this season's been anything to go by, 2017 should be even better. Just a couple of minutes to go and warm up then. The drivers will be going through the setups. Running full of race starts, practice starts, running on race fuel. Trying to get an idea for tyre wear if they haven't already. Trying to get an idea for fuel usage if they haven't already. And it's also the final warm-up session, of course, or the final race 1 warm-up of the 2016 season, which is a shame because once it's done, it's done. And of course, the grid being set now and confirmation that James Wilson will be positioned 17 on the grid, having been moved behind Yuri Houston. Mark Wicks is actually down at P18, must have had a penalty of some sort unless the grid has been done incorrectly. Doug Hilliard has actually gone behind James Wilson, so maybe that is the case. Yep, just clarifying something there with the race director Chris Fidock. I'm sure that I'll get a response soon. But nonetheless, we will see how this pans out as the final 50 seconds of warm-up deplete themselves. Trying to find the terminology there. Well, apparently Doug Hilliard, that's for his time to be deleted too, so that puts him behind. So that is what happened there. But yes, final seconds of warm-up now before we go into the race, and we will see precisely what goes on. Obviously, hoping to have David Fidock with me soon. But either which way, this is set to be a very, very good race. So, I think there is a problem with the grid. James Wilson should be behind. He's saying he has a penalty, so he should be behind. He should be behind Doug Hilliard. He's actually openly admitted to that. That is very honest. As I said, James Wilson, a very honest person. You know, a great sportsman, a great example of how sim racers should go about this. He's a role model for all of us, really, James Wilson. And you know, be like James. No, seriously though, that is a very good thing to do, and obviously a slight grid revision will have to take place, but it's a very, you know, it's always nice to see honesty and, you know, things like that. And, well, yeah. Just going through the final grid alterations and we'll run you through it, but at the start of the race. So Chris Williamson has now moved James Wilson behind Doug Hilliard. P19, the Englishman, will start. And, of course, the other drivers will have to line up in their grid slots, and we'll see how they go at the start of the race. This should be a very interesting race 1 with, oh, hang on a minute. I have just seen that somebody has been poking me, and, well, I can bring him in now.
User was moved.
It is actually my co-commentator, David Fidock.
Hey, good evening.
Well, great to have you with us, David, for the start of race 1. Obviously, just updating your game at the moment. And that is fine. I'll keep things going until you get in-game. But, you know, it is always good to have somebody with me. So, Fran Lopez in the chat says McGlade will be a surprise. This could be an interesting one. Lewis McGlade, of course, starting quite far at the grid. He could be a surprise indeed. Doesn't have any weight to deal with, and he had a very good pole time. But of course, the grid I think is finally being set, and drivers will be getting themselves ready for this 11-lap race around Interlagos. Not an easy circuit to drive, especially in touring cars, David.
No, indeed not. Overtaking is difficult, especially with the cars being so similar on power, engine-wise. And I guess everyone will be similar downforce levels too. So, yeah, creating them moves is going to be a nice challenge.
Yeah, it's not the easiest circuit to drive or overtake on, and a challenge indeed. It is a bit of tin-top racing, so you might expect a little bit more argy-bargy than might be seen in most other sports, but, you know, it's all in good faith, although with the championship on the line, you know, I'm sure that they'll want to try and keep it as civil as possible. I'm hoping they'll go off without a hitch. I'm sure everyone watching is as well, because it's not so often in, you know, sometimes some series in the world that you get as close racing as we have in ITC this year.
No, definitely not. Sorry, I did a race earlier this season in Donington, and although I was miles off the pace, it was very good racing. Obviously, you can get a bit closer to each other than you can with Super League cars, and swap a bit of paint, which is always good fun. But yeah, one thing I noticed about this track as well, stop me if this race is starting because I can't see just yet. But one good thing about this track as well is it's a bit rougher on tyres, so that should come into play during this race as well.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as if the drama couldn't increase, the clouds have appeared over the circuit. Is there a threat of rain in the air, perhaps? Time will tell, and it would be interesting if there was rain. We haven't had rain all season, I believe, as Bart DeVos will take the start on pole position for Enterprise GP. He has done all he can do in this first qualifying and race one to do as well as he can, and I am sure that he will be in for a very good race indeed. Adrian Holm will start from P2, Lewis McLeod from P3, Eric Strana P4 for Ice Cold Racing, Adam Taylor P5 for Vodbull Racing, Sven de Vries 6th for Adonis Engineering, Nicky Jakovic down in 7th for Vodbull with a full 45 kilograms of weight. That is not something that the Bosnian wants. Rob Mason is 8th for Stax Racing, Philip Morby a very respectable 9th for Zederick. Watch out for him. Nico Barkley 10th as well in the Stax Racing Honda. Then it's 11th for David Frančić, who is possibly seeing his championship hopes slip further and further away. Wopke Hoekstra 12th for Adonis Engineering. Jeffrey Fournier has left the race. He will have to start from pit lane if he can get back in soon enough. But Anna Hodgkinson 13th for Streamline Engineering. Garrett de Vries 14th for Holland Racing Team. David Young 15th for Eval Sim Racing. Yuri Gishin 16th for Hinz Motorsport. Good result for him on his debut qualifying. Mark Wicks will be 17th for Kernau Sport. Then Doug Hilliard 18th. Great to see him back for Zederick Racing. James Wilson 19th after requesting his time being deleted for Aurora Motorsports. And Jackie Littleman 20th for Origin Front Row Racing. Rudy Van Buren 21st, back of the grid penalty for the Dutchman. Tristan Potters 22nd for Streamline. And Tobias Olsen rounds out the field in 23rd. Who is your pick for the race win then, David?
I would say pole sitter, but it was obviously looking pretty quick. I haven't been watching the rest of the season, so I'm guessing Frančić should come through the field. But yeah, it depends on who's better at the handling the weight if it does pour down mid-race.
Interesting. I myself am going to go for... You know what? I'm going to agree with Fran Lopez's punt and go for Lewis McLeod.
Always a good shout, yeah.
I'm going to go for Lewis McLeod. I think from 3rd, he stands a good chance if something happens to Bart DeVos or Adrian Holm, or the obvious picks from 1st and 2nd, or the sensible picks, not necessarily obvious. The smart money is on those two. And I can assure you that they will probably have a good race out of this as well. Tobias Olsen just lines up on the start-finish grid now. So, here we go then, at the circuit of Autodromo Carlos Pace. We have 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. For the final time this season, race 1 is off and away. Good start from Bart DeVos, and he seems to have got a good one, but not as good as Adrian Holm, not as good as Lewis McLeod, who is now the outside of all of them as they go into turn 1. And McLeod on the outside, contact with Jakovic. Nicky Jakovic trying to make his way up the field as well. He's in P6. A bit of a slide on goes Lewis McGlade. But Home has got a great start past DeVos. He goes straight up into the lead. And Lewis McGlade, Nicky Jakovic, P5, P6, Jakovic under threat from Francic. Let's wait on that Croatian's car. And he is more than willing to travel go for P6 here as to come down through into this turn. And, oh, Nicky's still got it. And, well, has he though? David Francic around the outside he goes. And it's going to be an interesting one to see who gets this position. Further up the field, battles between Strana and Taylor are occurring. And it looks like Francic has got it. Into P6 goes the Croatian. Back to worse for Nicky Jakovic. Adam Taylor, though, holding a solid third behind Bod DeVos. He will try his hardest to get through. It is very much Enterprise versus Vodball battle going on here. And Eric Strana's got a great start as well. And it was P4 for the Swede. And Lewis McGlade still holding on in P5. Sven de Vries has got a good start as well in P8. Phil Morby has held P9 under the threat from Barkley, though, who has got a good enough start as well. But it is very much Adrian Holm. Oh, Tobias Olsen is actually stuck outside of the track in 23rd. I don't know how that happened. But that is not good for the Swede. And Olsen could find himself well and truly out of proceedings here. But he's back on track now, so he's not. But Adrian Holm, Bod DeVos, Adam Taylor, Eric Strana, McGlade, Francic, Jakovic, de Vries, Morby Barkley, round out your top 10 as we close out lap 1. Although potentially out for much longer, because here comes Strana trying to have a go at Taylor and DeVos, but it's not working out for the Swede. And he has got to hold up behind Taylor while he continues to be in that position. Jakovic versus de Vries is a battle now, though, and could Nicky Jakovic see him drop down to P8? Sven de Vries probably has something to say about that. Tries not to cross the pit lane line. Here comes Morby! Round of both of them down the inside, and oh! I think he just overshot that a little bit. But he's only hurt himself in doing so there. He has not, luckily, nothing happened to Sven de Vries, but he has dropped right down to P19 now. He's dropped 10 places. Maybe the room just was not there at the end for Philip Morby. Meanwhile, Barkley and de Vries absolutely going for each other here in P8. And obviously, Nico Barkley's just found himself in de Vries' path now that Morby's out of the way. Philip Morby has now managed to get himself into P20 because Tristan Pottis has gone through. Drive-through penalty removed by last year from Adrian Holm. Now, I wonder why that is. Is it because he jumped the start? That's the only reason I can think of why he might have even got a penalty in the first place. But I don't know whether you know anything about why drive-throughs are awarded, David.
Yeah, main culprit is jumping the start or cutting turn 1, turn 2, the right-hander, and gaining advantage. You probably get it for that.
Given that we've only actually done 3 laps on lap 3 of this race, I would have to assume that he did jump the start, or that he has just cut every single corner on track twice over. Yeah. But either which way, potential penalty after the race if the DC decided so for Holm, because I think there is penalties for jumping the start.
There is, yeah.
So Holm could be in trouble before this race has even begun, although Bod DeVos is there if that is the case. Eric Strana will now try and attack Bod DeVos, though this is battle for P2. Strana has got past Taylor in all this, and Eric is trying his hardest to get through. Look at that, practically pushing him around this third here, but he's going for it. He is going for it, there is set. It's Strana now on the outside. Oh, well, you see, he got the braking right done there. Got it right done through good old corner there, through Ferradura Lahina, and he is through into P2, and now chasing down Adrian Holm for the position. And this could be an interesting battle, Holm versus Strana, battle of the reigning champion versus the past champion. And if Adrian Holm wins his driver's title, he would continue the trend of ITC drivers' champions all being Swedish. So, you know, realistically, if you want to be a champion, we've got to be Swedish in ITC if Holm wins this season. Although Nicky Jakovic won't be hoping to put paid to that. Although Jakovic is into P7 now, he's past Sven de Vries and is hoping, even with 45 kilograms, to make a bit of a charge here. Holm versus Jakovic, it's 25 points plays 9, so there is a 15-point swing in Holm's favour, meaning that, there is actually a 16-point swing in his favour, so there will be a position change, but no points change. Oh, apparently Adrian appeared to get a jump start penalty, but the video review suggests this was incorrect. but it'll be reviewed by the DC after.
Ah, there you go then.
So he might get a penalty, but he might not. This championship may full well be decided in the stewards' room, which I don't think any of us want, but hopefully it won't affect things in the long run.
Well, a bit like Mexico and F1 yesterday, eh?
Yeah, suddenly you're third, fourth and fifth in the same race.
Yeah, exactly.
Adrian Holm very much first though, and well, he's under quite a bit of threat from Strana here. He's given it a go, Eric, to try and get through on Bart, and it's not quite happening just yet, although looking at the lap time, Strana was quicker last lap, but only just, and he is quicker in Sector 1. So trend suggests that Strana is catching up to Holm, and with no weight, that seems the pretty obvious outcome. Although Bartamos is not letting him go. He's in very much an enterprise sandwich here, Eric Strana. Well, or actually not an enterprise sandwich. Lewis Brigade will take me up on that. You do not call a sandwich by his bread. It's a Strana sandwich with enterprise bread. That's what it is. As either which way want to get out of it and get into the lead is through young Cal the Gum, and it is not working out for Strana just yet. Front wheel drive versus front wheel drive, so you'll have to rely on getting a good enough draft through the long straight here, and from where he's at, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. 7/10 was the difference at the last split, looking more like half a second here. But you never know, it could be enough. Maybe, if he starts to gain the laps through on these other laps who are on lap 5, 4 have been completed. Half a second to the gap between Strana and Holm. As Derek is closing the gap really, really well in this turn here so far. And David Fidock just having a couple of problems loading into the server, unfortunately. But he should be with us soon and be able to commentate on the action also. Adrian, though, under threat from Strana for the lead here. Here comes Eric down the inside, and it is very much game, set, and match to the Swede there. Eric Strana takes the lead of the race on lap 5. Round through Interlagos, and well, what a move that was. Just went straight down the inside. Didn't even give Holm a chance. He was just straight through before he could do anything. But here comes Adrian to try and get it back. He's not going to give it up. Round through 8 and 9 he comes, and it is not going to happen just yet. But he is there, and that might be enough. Further down the field, McGlade is holding on from Taylor. Maybe not on for the race win just yet, Lewis. Although, if these three battle it out, he could get closer. And that is not the thing that they want to happen. Adam Taylor, though, giving him all sorts of strife. And Nicky Jackett has gone down to 9th in all this. Barkley and De Vries back through. David Franchich in a bit of a world of his own in P6. He's a second behind Taylor and a second in front of De Vries. Although that has now actually increased a little bit more to 3 seconds. And now, actually behind Rudy Van Buren, started from the back. Now he's 9th, gets past Nicky Jakovic, demotes the Bosnian to 10th, and that would give him just 6 points. So a 19-point swing going Jakovic's way, meaning there is actually going to be 12 points in his favour, Adrian Holm's favour, after this race if this keeps up. Not the start Jakovic wanted for certain. As Sven De Vries has just gone through on Nico Barkley there. P7 for the American now. Franchich Taylor for P5. Really starting to hot up now. 2 BMWs going at each other. Now, both crossed the little pit exit line there, but you got to be careful, I think. 2 wheels over counts as a cut. But maybe that's just in the final turn, I don't know. Might not be a thing in turn 1 and 2, or after 1 and 2. Franchich, though, giving it all sorts of strife to... giving all sorts of goals on Taylor, but Taylor will not yield. A very enthralling battle so far, and David Franchich is having as many chances as he can take. It's not an easy second to overtake at, as David Fidock alluded to, and Franchich is not having the time of this, that Holland Racing Team BMW trying to overtake the Vod Bull driver. Strana, Holm and DeVos are starting to space out a bit perhaps. McGlade and Taylor are way loads of space between each other. Franchich, though, potentially want to watch here. As Adam Hodgkinson has joined the I've Rolled My Car Club. He has gone round, over he goes. Jeremy Gishin as well has had a bit of an incident down. He is now down at P21. I wonder what happened there. I have no idea. I think he just, I think he just went too wide, kept it on the grass and then waited for everyone. But that is unfortunate for both Hodgkinson and Yuri. That is not good for them. Tristan Potters has gone off as well. Must be said, though, some interesting battles going on up and down the field. James Wilson, Rob Mason is one, and Wilson having voluntarily allowing himself to have his time deleted, and then he has a penalty. He's just gone through an 11th on Rob Mason, so great charge from Wilson here. Do not count him out of proceedings in race 2 and 3 by any means of the imagination. He is very much here. And oh, look at this, Sven de Vries, Nico Barkley, Rudy van Buren, this triple trouble train coming into turn. What I believe is turn 4. Yes, it is turn 4 to see the Interlagos. Van Buren right on the back of these two. Could it be P7 for the Dutchman? Time will tell. Francis Taylor still battling on. De Vos, Holmes, Strana all giving it a go as well. All sorts of battles going on no matter where you look up and down the field today. And it is most certainly food for thought for anyone who's got a car behind them here, because it's how do I hold them off? And for cars overtaken, it's how do I overtake? Adrian Holm asking that question as he closes in on Strana. Doesn't get it done, won't get the chance probably until a major braking zone. Around into Young Cow they come then. Holm versus Strana, again for the lead of the race. Adrian Holm needs it to extend the advantage that he's got over Jakovic. He needs to try and capitalise on the fact that Nicky is only in P10. And obviously because of that, it is 20 points, plays 6. There would actually be a 14-point swing, meaning again, now, it would be a switch in positions, but no switch in points. 7 to Holm over Jakovic. But De Vos, I don't think in this situation will be trying to overtake his teammate. Needs as many points as he can get, and he knows it. But similarly, Bart needs as many points as he can get to stay in. But I think at this point he may have resigned himself to the fact that he will not be champion in 2016. Eric Strana has long since done that, but he's not going to be stopped from winning this race by any means. I talked about being 7th for Van Buren. He's got into 7th. He has overtaken Barkley and De Vries in the time I've been away from him. So into 7th and chasing down Frančić now goes Van Buren. Could he perhaps catch up and make this fight for 5th even more interesting? An interesting 7 laps it's been so far, though. We are on lap 8. And it is looking to be very much a battle between people who want it a lot. Strana wants the win. Holm wants the title. De Vos wants to help Enterprise in the team's championship. McGlade wants 4th. Taylor wants to help Vodbolt in the teams. Jakovic wants to get out of Dodge in 10th. It's all a battle of who wants it. And it's all a battle of what is going to happen. It has not rained yet this race. We thought it was going to, but the clouds have parted. Some rain would be nice, though. I agree with Fran Lopez in the chat. Some rain would be nice. Maybe in race 2 or race 3, perhaps. We don't know yet. Very much holding formation, though. The Enterprise boys in 2nd and 3rd doing a great job. This is going to really help them in the team's championship. Adam Taylor 5th and Nicky Jakovic 10th. That means that it is going to be 19 points in race 1 here for Vodball and 36 for Enterprise. You do the maths. In 17 point swing in Enterprise's favour. They will go 8 points ahead into race 2. A constant battle between people. Ice Cold will probably drop out of the race. In fact, I think they're going to drop out of the race after this race. But Tobias Olsen's not being in the points is probably hurting that. 25 points for Strana. I'm sure that we will have people on hand to do the maths. If not, I can do it myself. But either which way, final few laps of this race, and Adrian Holm has not got away from Strana. De Vos has not got away from Holm. McGlade is caught up now to this train for first. Their battling has helped the Englishman get right back where he wants. It's 2 Swedes, a Belgian and an Englishman makes up the top 4, and another Englishman in the 5th place, Adam Taylor. So it could
One
be a
thing
Swede.
I have noticed while my game's giving me trouble, I've been watching live timing. Eric Strand's got quite a lot of downforce on. He's got good top speed, so even if he does have people behind, I don't think they're going to be able to overtake down the big straight.
Yeah, must be running lower wing than Adrian Holm for his speed advantage to be so great, and Holm must be running more wing, Strana less. The rear end will be more susceptible to lift off oversteer in that case, but he's going to try his hardest to counter it, Eric Strana. He's done a good job on these 9 laps he's done. Lap 10 of 11 now, the penultimate lap in race 1, the final race 1 of this season. and it's looking to go very well for Enterprise GP. Although that's not saying races 2 and 3 Vodball can't make a comeback. They are champions in other series after all. They have the champions mentality. 5 and 10 won't help in this race, but maybe better results in 2 and 3 will.
The classic of Brazil is, as always, the closeness in lap times and sector times. Just watching this, and like every time, 24-0, 24-1, 24-1, 24-0 in sector 1 from everyone. It's amazing to watch just on the live timing.
Yeah, imagine what happens when you get here in the actual lobby with in the commentator's box, so to speak. Imagine what it'll be like then. It'll be great to watch. I mean, it has been a great race, if not massive on overtaking manoeuvres. It's been a good battle, a good duel. Although, speaking of overtaking manoeuvres, Rudy Van Buren's caught right up to David Frančić. Expect a charge from the Flying Dutchman on this final lap. But here comes Eric Strada under threat from home. The threat is real now. Adrian has got enough of a toe to mount a challenge into turn 1 if he wants it. He probably will try and mount a challenge into turn 1, knowing Adrian, to get back into the lead of the race, to capitalise on the not very good point scoring of Nicky Jakovic in this one race. Adrian home, final lap. Is he going to go for it in turn 1? He moves to the inside, hits the brakes, doesn't hit what he does he now? It's going to be touch and go, and I think he's got it. Adrian Holm reclaims the lead into turn 1, but Eric Strana could have a go into 4. This battle is not done yet. It's his one chance I think he's going to have in a while to get this position back. Wants to hold it to Strana. Going to be forced to go to the outside of turn 4 to do it. Hits the brakes, turns in, and Adrian Holm is there. He can do nothing to get through. Holm retains the lead, but they are side by side. And I think now, unfortunately, as much as he'd like to go for it, his chance has expired. Holm goes to the outside. Strana's going to be forced to the inside if he wants it. Can't do it here, but he'll have the inside. Leading into turn 8. Has the inside. Is it good for Strana? It is good for Strana. Temporarily edges back in the lead, but he's on the outside again. Here comes Holm to retake the lead again. It's rolling battle between these two on the final lap of the race. You'd almost think it was for the championship, although Holm is involved in the championship. Round the final few turns then, Strana retakes the lead once more. I'm going to have to take a breath here at some point, but I don't think I can afford to because anything can happen. Adrian Holm, is he going to try to hit a young cow? Is he going to wait for the front straight? Time will tell. Adrian Holm is going to wait until the front straight. He's going to hope he has enough speed. I don't think he is going to have enough speed, but we'll have to see because Strana had that advantage. He's going to be tucked in behind. I don't think it's enough for Adrian. May have to sell for second despite his valiant efforts. It is going to be Eric Strana who crosses the start-finish line to win race 1 here at Brazil. Adrian Holm a crucial second, Bart DeVos a crucial third, Lewis McGlade comes home 4th, Alan Taylor 6th, Rudy Van Buren did get past David Frančić, 6th and 7th for those two, Nico Barkley 8th, Sven de Vries 9th, Nicky Jakovic 10th. That is a crucial drop of points for Jakovic. James Wilson 11th, Rob Mason 12th, David John 13th, Whoopi Hoax 14th, Mark Wick scores a point in 15th, great result for him. Jackie Loneman just outside the points in 16th, Garrett DeVries 17th, Yuri Kishin 18th, Adam Hodgkinson 19th, Tobias Olsen 20th, Philip Orby 21st to the line. Those two are battling. Justin Potter's 22nd and Doug Hilliard will finish last, but he does finish on the lead lap. And a solid result for him nonetheless. And everybody who started the race, bar Jeffrey Fournier, finished.
Well, that was incredible just watching on the live timing. I can't wait to get in there.
Always good to see. Now, Adrian Holm, 2nd place for him. That will put him on 220 points. A 10th place for Nicky Jakovic puts him on 215. I do believe. Is my maths right there? Is 6 plus 7, 15? It's 13. So, a 7-point swing, as I said, in Holm's favour. He takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship now. David Frančić scored 7 points, and Bart DeVos, 7th, and Bart DeVos scored 3rd. So, Adrian Holm, our new championship leader, on 220 points. Take away Bart DeVos's points, which is 150 plus 16, 166. He is out of championship contention. David Frančić scored less points, so he is out of championship contention. It is now a straight fight between Jakovic and Holm for the Drivers' Championship. Frančić and DeVos are out of contention. Looking at the teams' championships, Enterprise GP will take the lead from Vodbo. Ice Cold will bow out of the championship now, and it is all about Djakovic versus Home and Enterprise versus Vodbo now. Two potentials in each championship then, David.
Indeed, yeah, always thrilling end to a season, and Brazil the best place to do it. Speaking to Rob Mason, he said points in race 1 feels like a win.
Well, it's always good to hear people who value points so highly. You know, it's always good to score a point.
Indeed, it is, yes. But yeah, they're incredible. Looking at live races again, because I still can't get in yet. Looking at the fastest laps, literally temps between the top 10, like from 38.0 and the fastest 37.4, but it's like spread out evenly down the whole top 10. Is incredible.
Yeah, I'm just charting up the standings for my own personal use now. Yeah, of course, Home is on 227. And Djakovic on... 222. Djakovic is 213.
So 7 points in it with races left?
Yep, 7 points with 2 left to go. And then I'll top up the teams as well. I think Enterprise do take the lead by a considerable margin with that 2-3. They go from 349 up 36 points. So that means they are on 385 and Vodball will lose the lead.
Ooh.
Yeah, and of course, 5th and 10th it was for Vodball in the end, meaning 17 points scored. Add that to their 359. So 359 plus the 17 is indeed 376. An Enterprise on 349 plus the 36 again is 385, as I said. So they are now 9 points ahead, and Adrian Home is 7 points ahead.
Big swing, big swing. 2 races left, though. Anything can happen.
It can, yes. Quick maths, Josh, today.
Quick
Quick maths James, as we usually have. Although, not so quick maths, Josh would probably be more apt. Well, it has most certainly been an interesting race 1. I think it's time to crack out the San Miguel 0.0%. As is customary with me.
On the rocks.
Well, I wish the championship is most certainly on the rocks, but my beer is very much chilled, all the non-alcoholic beer, because I don't drink on broadcasts. So, let's have your opinions on that in the comments then. Race 1, how did it go? Do you still think who you thought was going to win it's going to win it? It could all change, and it might even, with that potential, don't forget the potential penalty for Adrian Home if he did jump the start. This 3-race weekend is far from over. And, of course, we'd like to hear your comments on it.
I can imagine if he did jump the start and the game didn't award it there and then he'll be fine. I would imagine it would be for something else, like... Did he go wide at turn 2 on the inside, or cut in the inside of turn 2 accidentally, or?
Well, we'd only done 2 laps by the time it was awarded, and as well as that, not only that, but Chris Williamson did say it looked like it was potentially fairly given. Maybe he did jump the start, maybe he didn't. We'll have to see. Mind you, this race 2 is where it all starts to come into Nicky Djakovic's favour. He might be 10th, but he's got no weight to deal with.
Indeed, yes. Wait, sorry, I'm just trying to get my head around the rules again, because I haven't been here for a while. So yeah, the weight's gone off his car.
Yeah, I can tell you the weights are 45 to Strada, 26 to Home, 27 to DeVos, 18 to McLeod, and 9 to Taylor, as per the race 1 results, and that will be the grid as well.
Okay, so that makes it a lot more interesting, yeah.
And he will start from 10th without weight.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. So we should move up. You know, that pull out of the last corner up the hill without weight is going to be a massive advantage. So yeah.
And Argo Teder was there or thereabouts 5th, I think, without weight in that first race. So he was definitely there all of the time. He was there all of the time, and obviously he's got the 5 position weight here.
Yeah.
So we could see a charge from Jankovic.
Indeed, yeah. Let's hope we do to keep it alive into the final race.
Yeah, it would be nice if it was alive into the final race. We love close battles here in ITC.
Right,
Championship battles even more so.
I should be able to get in the game now.
Oh, wonderful. So we can't actually have cool commentary for the second race. Fingers crossed, of course. I mean, as someone with ITC experience yourself, although be it slightly limited experience, you know these cars a little bit better than someone who hasn't driven them, so you know that the weight can make a significant difference sometimes.
Yeah, I didn't get to test enough to feel the full effect of the weight, but I did notice the tyre wear and, under braking, braking a bit earlier, sorry. Sorry, I was just trying to do my game as I'm talking. Yeah, there is some effect, but I guess these guys have been testing non-stop like we do for Super League, so they'll probably get around the field more than what I could have in that short space of time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously once you've tested lots, you know pretty much exactly how a car is going to respond. You become familiar with it, and that's how the lap times increase, because you know what's going to happen, so you can push it more. And, well, I'm sure that Adrian Holm will have done a ton of testing before this race to have achieved what he has achieved so far, as well as Nicky Jankovic and the Vodball boys. It's pretty much, it is a battle of 2 big factions here in GPV. Vodball, a big team, and Enterprise have really made inroads in the last few years as well to become a top force. I mean, Vodball, of course, Super League Constructors Championships, always up there in the challenging. They had the champion in 2015 with Philip Pushka, and, they know how to make race winners to Vodball. But Enterprise, at the same time, have seen some very good success, and this is their chance, I believe, to take a first title within GPV.
Yeah, Vodball have always been good at bringing in those top-name drivers. Mike gets his name round a bit, doesn't he? So they're always going to be up there challenging. I can't really see. Where's the spectator bit in this?
I believe it's when I actually need to do it myself. You have to leave track if you're not in the server. What you need to do is it's a bit of a long-winded thing.
Network settings, sorry.
It's
okay,
network settings in the join menu.
Game's loading, finally, here we go.
Finally, we're going to have a David Fidock with us to co-commentate.
Yeah, I'm going to go make some dinner now. So
well, maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, well, it is great. And we do have him nonetheless. Obviously, very short notice. Thank you for jumping in, David.
No, that's alright. It's just a bit of a rush. Like, I just finished work, so just downloaded the mod. My net's a load of rubbish, so it took like 15 minutes. So,
nonetheless, it is great to see you here with us. And, yeah, the final lap indeed, says Fran Lopez and Matt Allington in the chat. What a great result. We were honoured to watch that. That was a great little battle.
Yeah, it looked fun. On the live timing anyway, yeah. Defending into turn 4, trying to make Eric go the long way around, but he managed to pull it in the mid-sector, so yeah. Hopefully more of the same now I'm in the game.
Yeah, hopefully we will have more of the same, and more brilliance in race 2.
And I'm in.
My game's decided to go on strike now because I'm trying to change the resolution. But I should be in a moment. It's just loaded up now, and it's usually quite quick from here. So we will be going to race in about a minute's time, and race 2 will be getting underway. The final race 2 of the season. It makes obviously sense to say that because it is true. But obviously, a couple of drivers we need to watch this race, and going to be an interesting one for certain.
So, could you just point out, Nicky's driving for Vodball, and who's the second driver, just so I know?
Adam Taylor.
Adam Taylor, okay, here we go.
You can probably see by the cars when they join in, the bright pink.
Yeah. I said to Mike a lot of times I admire what he's doing with the sponsorship on that car. It's something that's quite in our family. So it's close to my heart what he's doing. So obviously donated, and hope they bring in a lot more money for that cause.
Yeah, and of course the points they've scored, they have now actually is £376 for charity this season. And as I said before, please do donate if you have any spare change to donate, and they would like to, of course, because every little does help some very, very worthy causes.
Indeed, yeah. Just watching the warm-up, it's nice to see Mr. Hillard back racing.
It is Doug Hilliard back in the car. I alluded to this in the qualifying session. Also not the fastest driver out there, but you can always rely on for some solid results.
Indeed, yeah, and he's got the back end of this little moving around, so I might keep an eye on him during the race.
Yeah, he's a man after my own heart, Doug. He's not the quickest out there, but he always gives it a good go. They're kind of like me, actually, not the quickest out there, but always willing to give it a go. You know, that's, I guess, part of it.
It's having fun. Enjoy yourself, and the times will come with it, won't it?
Yeah, if you enjoy yourself, I've always been a sort of big believer in you have to enjoy yourself to do well. So I've built an entire team around that philosophy as we go on to race now, and we are about to get race 2 underway. This should be interesting, especially with the lack of weight and lots of weight. In some cases, it could be an interesting little race 2 indeed.
Indeed, yeah. I'll be interested to watch Nicky in P10 with no weight coming through the field, hopefully, and making his way up to Eric. But he's got quite a few big names in between.
He does a lot of names to deal with. Not certainly Eric Strana, who will start this race from pole position. He will have the full 45 kilograms of weight. Then it is the Enterprise 2-3 from race 1. Adrian Holmes second. Championship leader now on those points that he has scored from Bart DeVos, who is now out of the championship, but will do everything he can to help his teammates in P3. Lewis McGlade fourth, out there with 18 kilograms of weight, hoping to stay as high as he can. Adam Taylor with points to score as well. He's got 9 kilograms and start fifth. Then it is Rudy Van Buren, who is in P6. David Franchich P7, Nico Barkley P8, Van der Vries P9, Nicky Jakovic P10, James Wilson 11th, Rob Mason 12th, David Young 13th, Whoopi Huxter 14th, Mark Wicks 15th, Jackie Donovan 16th, Garrett de Vries 17th, Jurgen Kishin 18th, Adam Hodgkinson 19th, Tobias Olsen 20th, Philip Morby 21st, Tristan Potters 22nd, and Doug Hilliard, who will start from the pit lane in 23rd position. Now, race 2 winner, who are you thinking, David?
I'm going to go for Eric again, because he did have quite a lot of straight line speed in that car. And yeah, that fight on the last lap, he's hungry for it, so I'm going to go for Eric.
That is not a bad choice. He does have 45 kilograms to deal with, but so does Holm and DeVos. They have weight too. I am going to go for the one person who I can see making an incredible start out of this. They are in the prime position, as high up as they can get without getting weight. Rudy Van Buren. I'm going to say the Dutchman for a race win here. Because he has been on fire since he joined the series. He has been nothing short of unstoppable when he's raced other people. And, well, he has, obviously, you know, when he's made mistakes, he's owned up as any, you know, he's been good in that sense. But he's also very, very quick and one to be watched out for. Most certainly, I am going to say Van Buren for the win then from P6. Does not seem like it's out of his reach at all as he starts to line up, as does everybody else. Although, it should be said, do watch out for Nicky Jakovic. You can get a good enough start without weight.
Indeed, yeah. I'm going to ride the start on board of Nicky's car, and I'll jump in when I can.
There he goes. And Sven de Vries, Nico Barkley, David Franchich in front. He's got some serious competition, but Tristan Potters lines up in the grid slot, and we're about to get underway once again here at Brazil. So, we have 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights for the final race 2 of the season. We are off and away, and Douglas Hilliard temporarily leads the race. Get a screenshot of that, but that's because he's ahead of everyone else. Obviously, Eric Strana, net race lead as they come around into turn 1. Here comes Taylor down the inside. Here comes Van Buren too. To carry the action, as does DeVos. It's a top 6 banana sandwich-esque thing going on in turns 1 and 2. It's all crazy. but it's all great racing. David Frančić has got a good start. Nicky Jakovic jumps 3 people to get into 7th, although watch Nico Barkley as he comes round. Oh, almost pushing him down the front straight here. Barkley got to watch himself into this turn 4. Jakovic gets through, though. He is clear of Frančić. And now the charge can begin. But speaking of charges, Rudy Van Buren past Bart de Vos, trying to get past Adam Taylor within space of 2 corners. Tries to go through as we come around here. Not going to happen for the Dutchman, but he's got to line himself up. Here comes de Vos to try and get the cut back on Rudy. Going to go down the inside of it. And it has worked out temporarily, but not permanently, because Rudy gets the position right back and continues his charge on Taylor. Adrian Holm has got through into the lead in all this. Eric Strana, oh, well, he gets a bit of a slide on. That's the wait for you. Strana, though, giving him a chase even with that 45. And McGlade behind on 18 is not a bad shout at all. Rudy Van Buren going to 4th. He's gotten through past Adam Taylor. Serious threat to the top 3 now. Even though coming around the front straight, it is Holmes, Strana, McGlade, Van Buren, Taylor, de Vos, Jakovic, Barkley, Frančić, Wilson, who is actually now overtaken Frančić, rounds out his top 10.
Yeah, it's a tidy start for Nicky. He did lose a place off the line, but the weight of the car is coming into effect now. He passed 3 cars into turn 2. And now quickly moving the way back on the back of Bart.
Well, Eric Strana's not giving up on Adrian Holm for that P1, but look at this. Buren's caught up with a lot of them already. He just caught straight up, has not even bothered to give them a chance to run away. Just gone straight for it. And this, you've got to think, is the start of the beginning of the charge.
Indeed, yeah, definitely. Bart de Vos is having a little battle with Nicky, I believe. No, who's that beside Bart?
Adam Taylor, and Taylor goes through on de Vos. This is crucial in the points department for Vodball, given that Holm is currently leading the race. And I can tell you now, Adrian Holm, with his 7-point lead that he already has, Nicky Jakovic is P7 and Adrian Holm is leading this race. So that would be a 16-point swing, I believe, which would put him 23 points ahead in the championship with an arm's reach.
Yeah, Nicky's got the title brain at the moment. He's got the run on Bart a couple of times, but he's just pulled out of it and settled back in line. So he's thinking smart. It's a long race, so... Well, it's not a long race, but you know what I mean.
Well, as you know, Eric Strana and Rudy Van Buren might get through, and that might reduce the deficit, because then it would be 16 points plays 9 instead of 25 plays 9. And then it would only be a 7-point swing again, putting him 14 points ahead. There is another race, but Jakovic, you think, has to get a shift on.
He does, yeah. The good thing about the Rudy battle, and you know, they're not in the title fight, so they can take the risk and go for it. So if they do go up towards Eric, I don't think he'll fight too much.
Well, here comes Rudy on to Miss McGlade, around the outside, swings to it, hits the brakes, doesn't have weight to deal with, but he doesn't have the optimal line. He will have to cut round and try into turn 4 if he wants any chance.
A massive slide for Adam. Sorry, Bart got through. Adam lost the back end into turn 1. He should let Nicky through now, I think, to gain on the title.
Well, I assume he will hopefully move or do something. I'm hoping he won't make it too hard for Nicky, because then...
Here comes Rudy.
Well, here comes Rudy down on McGlade, and he gets through. Jakovic does go through on Taylor, and, well, Van Buren, though, through into 3rd, and just a slight position change in the department of Vodbull, but a big position change in the department of Aurora, because they're now out of the podium, and Van Buren can start the infamous Van Buren charge on Strana and Holm.
Yeah, definitely. Adam was quick to get out of Nicky's way, so he'll now push up to the back of Bart and hopefully close down on Eric a bit more with no weight.
Good to do, and this might be Jakovic's time to shine. He has just gained a full point from that manoeuvre. He's gone from 7th to 6th, and he's only going to drop 15 points now, compared to the 16 he was going to drop before. He will now only go 22 points behind. It doesn't really make much difference, but it's a difference.
We've got a lovely little midfield battle for 16-17. Junt and Morby swapping paint quite a bit, and Junt's just passed Morby down the inside of the final turn.
Yep, he is on the tail of Mark Wicks now in P15, although looking further up the field, de Vos McGlade is a battle. This is for P4, and Bart is giving it a really good look here. He's got the inside, he's got the preferential line, he's got preferential overization over Lewis McGlade to just go straight through into P4. I don't even know why I went with that sentence. But I know the Bart de Vos went into P4, so that is something, although McGlade is going to go back into P4, because he's not done yet as McGlade. He's trying to go down to the outside of DeVos, which would be a very bold move, especially from that distance. They just cut back in. Oh, no, he's going to have to wait. There's not enough space to. Yep, he's going to have to wait and hope DeVos does not get a good exit, which he hasn't necessarily. Well, he's gone wide, but wide enough. And he will hold that, and Rudy Van Buren starting to close in. Strana and Home. There was only a second between Eric Strana and Rudy Van Buren now.
Yep, one car out the race, suspension damage, Jackie Lodman. So down to 22 drivers. Douglas Sillard all the way up to P20 already from the pit lane.
From the pits to 20, and that is not a bad start for Doug. And he might even get 19th if someone else ahead of him retires. I see smoke! I don't know where it came from, maybe brake locks. But that might be Hodgkinson Morby having a little bit of a battle there. Maybe De Vries Olsen, but Doug is in it there to potentially gain from any mistakes made. Nicky Jakovic has caught up to Lewis McGlade now. And these two, I'm sure, will have an interesting little battle. Look how close Nicky is on Lewis. Lewis has got weight, Nicky doesn't. This could be interesting.
Indeed, yeah, you can see the non-weight effect out of that final corner for Nicky, and he's right under the slipstream now of Lewis McGlade coming down towards turn 1.
Yeah, he is right on the slipstream. In fact, I don't think it's going to be enough. He's going to have a look, at least. The opportunity may be futile, but it exists, and he's not going to take it. He's just going to use the opportunity to get right on the back of McGlade, maybe pressuring into a mistake, perhaps. Rudy Van Buren, though, closing ever closer on Strana. Half a second is the gap now. And, well, could be an interesting little battle.
Yeah, 37-1 for Rudy and 37-9 for everyone else. I mean, he's absolutely flying in that car.
Nicky Jakovic probably wants Rudy Van Buren to win this race because it means less points for Adrian Hall.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's going to be urging everyone on.
Yeah, this is a dream for Rudy Van Buren. We think, not only does he get a chance of the race win, which he'll be good at for himself, but it helps Nicky Jakovic because he'll be thinking this earns him less points. And if he can get past Lewis McGlade, it's less points again. Yes, he'll be losing points. He'll be losing points, but it won't be as many as it could have been.
Yeah, Nicky's trying to invent like a few different exit lines now to get a run on Lewis.
Oh, here we go, down the inside of it! And oh, well, a little bit of contact. Nothing too excessive, though. And Jakovic threw on McGlade. And here he comes round, though. That wasn't turn 8, actually. That was for Young Cow. This is Young Cow now. McGlade down the inside of Young Cow. And it's not enough, unfortunately, but the front-wheel drive advantage may play in his hands here as Jakovic has got to do some nice, nifty defending to hold this P5, you'd think.
The weight of the car should give him enough to. Well, saying that, Lewis is quickly slipping back in, but
it's front-wheel drive advantage in the straight line. Here he comes around the outside, though. Jakovic has done a great job to hold his line. Oh, he's going right once. He's not pushing him out, though. McGlade has not got enough of a dive in. You'd think, at least, but he has. Back he goes, and Bart DeVos has Rudy Van Buren's into second. I didn't even notice. Wow. He's got past Strana somewhere along the line. And he's now going for Adrian Home for the lead, and this is crucial. Here comes Strana, though. Tries it, doesn't work.
Yeah, just quickly looked at the replay. He outbraked Eric into turn 1. Beautiful move. Very clean.
Yeah, brilliant move from Rudy Van Buren to get into P2. If he can get into P1, it'll be a dream for Jakovic, given his recent demotion back down to P6. Also serve as inspiration to get back into P5.
Yeah, Adam Taylor's now slipped down to P8 and is having a nice wheel-to-wheel battle with James Wilson. They've been fighting for a few corners now. Interesting battle.
They have, yes. Francis, Wilson, Taylor, Barkley even a battle. This big train behind McGlade and Jakovic starting to form up. And this is all going to be very interesting to watch because front-wheel drives and rear-wheel drives all mixed up in that battle.
Yeah, Home... little deep under braking. Rudy got a bit closer. I don't think it's close enough for turn 1, but yeah, Rudy's pushing really hard now. Yep,
indeed. Really starting to give it the beans as Van Buren. We're on lap 6. We're about to go on to lap 7. And RVB, as I sometimes shorten his name to, is going to dive down the inside, perhaps at Home. He is going to go to the inside. Is this Rudy Van Buren's chance to go into the lead of the race? It most certainly is. Great move. He's what he's done is he's Van Buren Home as he Van Buren Strana, and Rudy does take the lead of this race. Adrian Home moves down to second. Nicky Jakovic will be smiling with glee because it now means 10 points instead of 15, and the gap will only go to 17 instead of 22.
Free
And
car
Holm
slipstream
tries
into turn
something.
4.
Holm tries something and goes wide. And now look at this. Strana through as well. Adrian Holm tried something, it didn't work out, and now the points gap reduces even more. We're talking instead of the 22, we're talking instead of the 17, we're talking just 13 points. And that excursion could have hurt Holm's tyres too.
Indeed, yeah. Sorry, just look back at the pass Rudy did into turn 1. How much later he was on the brakes, didn't lock a wheel. That was just beautiful driving.
He knows he's stuffed as Rudy Van Buren. Nicky Jakovic knows he has to try and capitalise on this third place of Holm now. If he can't get past McGlade, then the gap is going to be bigger than it could be. He's going to try something, Nicky. Let's hope he doesn't try anything too drastic, of course. But as he comes down Young Cow, he will not have the advantage on the straight as we know. He's going to have to do something tricky again.
Yeah, nice good pull up the hill with no weight now, tucked into the slipstream. This is closer than last lap, where he had a look down the inside, but pulled out of it. And yeah, let's see if he goes down the inside now. Getting closer and closer.
He is getting closer, Nicky Jakovic. He's going to have to go around the outside. McGlade's defending the inside like it's his life on the line. And, well, Jakovic, contact a little bit between McGlade there and Jakovic. Luckily, nothing major came of it.
No, indeed not. But Nicky's trouble now. He's got Nico Barkley closing up behind as well. So if he doesn't get past quick, he's going to start thinking defensive, which he's doing now.
Yeah, he's got to try and defend from Barkley here. And, well, has to really defend from the Peruvian, the hard charging Peruvian. McGlade goes off a little bit, as does Jakovic. Here comes Barkley in the middle of all it. He senses an opportunity and he strikes almost. Can he do it? He's got through the P6 it'll be temporarily, but he doesn't have the line to hold it. Oh, well, a little bit of lag going on.
He's got the inside of Lewis.
But he's got the inside of Lewis. Here comes Jakovic now, straight down the inside. Boom, shakalaka, there goes, and now Barkley too is going to give McGlade some strife. McGlade, though, not holding anyone prisoner here. He wants to see the pink Vodball car in his rear mirrors as soon as possible. But Nico Barkley for Jakovic is the perfect chance to try and gain some distance.
Indeed, yeah. Adrian Holm now is all over the back of Eric, regained some momentum from earlier, and he's got a nice run and going towards turn 1 now.
It makes it all the more paramount that Barkley gets past McGlade here, doesn't it? Because he needs to try and get as much time as possible. Holm is on Strana. Eric's going to hold the inside, or is he? He's not. He's not at the chance. Oh, it's advantage Holm into turn 1 on lap 9. As here we go once again. Eric Strana does not brake late enough for Adrian Holm to stop being taken P2, but he can have a go into turn 4, could Eric? This might not be over for the Swede. At least provisionally there is a 10-point swing again between between Holm and Jakovic. But here comes Strana down the outside. Here comes Bart DeVos having a look as well. Takes a little bit earlier, does DeVos. Strana goes in, and Strana sandwiched between the Enterprises now. This is not looking good for him.
Indeed not. No, Bart's looking for the switch back now into turn 7. And the favourite line into turn 9 for the inside where where Nicky passed Lewis. Will he go for it? No, he just settles in behind for now.
Just settles for now. Adrian Holm needs to try and defend Strana. That's his main priority. I don't think Bart's going to try any major attacking manoeuvres until he knows the coast is clear. Nicky Jakovic is a full 5 seconds behind Bart DeVos, so a lot of catching up to do in his case. Maybe just hoping that Eric gets past Adrian again.
Yeah, but strangely enough, no pace with no weight. He's got a big train forming behind him now.
Yep, he has got a train. Barkley, Taylor, Wilson, Franchich. Those 4 all want to crack a McGlade, who wants to crack a Jakovic. It's almost a bit of a runaway case for Jakovic. He's running away from everyone else who wants his position. At the same time, though, now Bart DeVos is going to go on Eric Strana. He knows to take the inside from last time, but he hasn't done it. He's given up the chance to go on the inside. Here comes Bart DeVos. It's going to be P3 for the Belgian. Is it? Yes, it is. He's made the same thing happen twice. Strana has not taken the inside, and Bart DeVos threw it to 3rd.
Indeed, yeah. I think he was hoping to stay in Adrian's slipstream towards turn 1, but he's got a nice cutback on Bart going towards turn 4.
Yep, but he's going to have a go into turn 4. He's going to have to go to the outside, though he doesn't have a choice. What happened last time, and Bart DeVos holds the position. Although that said, not the best exit for DeVos. Here comes Strana. But DeVos has to leave space, and Eric goes through. Edges ahead. Can he hold it on the outside of this turn here? Can he just do it? But look at this, DeVos is on the inside. Decisive manoeuvre here, potentially. Eric has to outbrake, and he hasn't. No, this is not going on. Unfortunately, I don't think he's done that. But DeVos does take P3.
He's in P3 for now, but he went wide on the previous corner. Eric's got a nice run going into the hairpin. And no, it's too far back. But yeah, the battle behind Nicky now is getting a bit more spicy. We got we got Adam Taylor with a couple of cars behind, trying to pass for the last few corners. So interesting battle in the midfield.
Look how close Strana is to home, though, as we come young cow again. Rudy Van Buren will start the final lap of this race. He has done all he has needed to do to get this race win, and it's looking like it'll go down to the final race of this championship, albeit looking slightly bleak for Nicky Jakovic. And that will not be good for the Bosnian. Van Buren starts the final lap of the race. Home will come across the line. DeVos comes across the line. Here comes Strana on DeVos. Hits the brakes. He's on the inside this time. Advantage Strana. And through he goes. He's got to gain a second and a bit this lap on Adrian Holm if he wants to get back into P2.
Yeah, Wilson's got the inside of...
Oh, yes, he does. This is a close battle for P8 here. Taylor and Wilson giving it a go. Franchich in the middle of it. 3 wide almost into turn 4. This is never going to work. This is going to be a little bit of a crazy one. Squeezy as through comes Wilson into P8. But here comes Taylor back through again. Wilson and Taylor battling it out. Franchich there too. Everyone wants P8 all of a sudden.
Nicky must be so worried now with the title on the line and 2 cars fighting behind.
McGlade and Barkley, almost contact between the two there. Nico Barkley can't do anything from here. Neither can Lewis McGlade. He's down to 7th. Trying to go for 6th on Barkley. All this battling, and Jakovic is going to be getting a little bit worried, especially because Holm is still 2nd and Strana is not catching quickly enough.
Yeah, one last move for Bart maybe into the final corner. He's got a run on Eric.
It might be his last attempt. He's not usually one for really decisive lunges. He hasn't made a decisive lunge. I doubt he's going to have the time now, unfortunately. Rudy Van Buren has gone from 6th to 1st. He has stormed into the lead of this race and held it. And he will win race 2 here in Brazil. It is a Van Buren victory. And then Adrian Holm 2nd. Crucially, here with all those of Strana. Who's going to enter over the line? It looks to just be Eric Strana by a tiny margin over Bart DeVos. Nicky Jakovic 5th, Nico Barkley 6th, McGlade 7th, Taylor 8th, Franchich 9th, Wilson 10th, De Vries 11th, Hoekstra 12th, Judd 13th, Mason 14th, Adam Hodgkinson rounds out the points there. It's Tobias Olsen, Mark Wicks, Garrett De Vries, Philip Morby, Doug Hilliard, Tristan Pratt, Jurek Isham with Jackie Lotterman, the sole retirement.
There's a nice long race battle with David Junt and Rob Mason. David Junt coming off the winner in that one. But I was watching James Wilson, who was it? Franchich and Wilson, and Franchich passed Wilson over the line on the last lap there. It's just incredible run out the last corner. Very good to watch.
Yep, indeed. I'm just counting out the new team's totals as I speak. If you just
well,
like to make any more comments on that race.
Rudy Van Buren with the win. Beautiful race, well controlled, incredible skill under braking. Loved watching that. Adrian Holm P2, Eric Strand P3, Bart DeVos P4, Nicky Jakovic P5. So losing out 2 places there to Eric. Nico Barkley P6, Lewis McGlade 7th, Adam Tyler 8th, David Franchich 9th, James Wilson 10th. And yeah, 1 retirement with a lot of suspension damage on lap 2. But yeah, very good race. Nice wheel-to-wheel battles. Very good, well controlled from Rudy. Really enjoyed watching that.
Yep, I have the championship standings for you here then. So, Adrian Holm, 240 points to the 223 of Nicky Jakovic, and it all becomes a little bit problematic for Nicky now. He has to win this, you'd think. Otherwise, it becomes a little bit easier for Adrian Holm. He is on 223 points, Nicky Jakovic. He has to win this race if he wants to try and get the championship, you'd think now. And I'm just going to do the actual points standings totals for you. If he wins this race, Adrian Holm needs to finish 8th or higher. That is what it will come. Actually, well, I say that he needs. Well, this is interesting, ladies and gentlemen. I actually find out that Jakovic and Holm, if Adrian Holm has not won a race this weekend, if he wins one more, it will put him on 3 wins, won't it? So he actually needs 7th or higher, because he will not win on countback.
Okay, right, yeah.
So, Adrian Holm, 7th or higher, needed to secure the championship. And for Nicky Jakovic, a win is all it will take. He needs the win to win for certain, or even stay within contention of the championship, because he has a 17-point lead, Adrian Holm. He needs 8 to make it 25, but he won't win on countback, so he needs 9 to secure it.
Very interesting indeed. Do we know this is a reverse grid one, I guess?
Yes, this is the reverse grid race. 10 to 15 is the potentials. So that will be, I think it would have been, I think the grid is messed up a bit, unfortunately. We will see who it is at the end there, but we will have the potentials for reverse grid. So, teams-wise, Enterprise currently hold a significant swing in the team's championships at the moment. They're on 418 points. They have 23 points over Vodbull. Vodbull needs a win to level it and then to outscore Enterprise. So both their cars need to do well, and both of Enterprise's not so well. And Jakovic needs the win anyway, so advantage Enterprise into this final race.
Indeed, yeah. Very much an interesting battle. I was just thinking, looking at the points table from earlier in the season, it's a shame Rudy didn't join earlier, because this could be, he's lit up the table since he's joined, hasn't he? He's looked done quite well.
He's looked phenomenal, and I'm sure he'll be hoping to be about in 2017 as well. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, he suits the cars. I mean, being in Super League, you don't get much time to test ever leagues. But when I did Donington, I test for quite a while, and I still couldn't get the hang of the cars. And he just looks at home with it. He looks really comfortable.
We will see how he fares then in this race, and could be a key battle this. Remember that Adrian Holm potentially has a penalty from race 1 if he did jump the start, but we're not worrying about that. He did finish 2nd in that race, I believe, so it might have a significant impact, but not so significant that it wouldn't put him down too much. There might be a swing, but we're not worrying about it right now. We're worrying about the fact that it is a win that was secured for Jakovic, and nothing less.
So he has to win.
Well, technically he can. I think he can do it with the 2nd, but then all that's required of Holm is 12th place.
Yeah.
So unless he has a disaster race, it is pretty much advantage Adrian Holm.
Indeed, yeah. It's a real weird race though from Nicky. I mean, no weight in that car, and he still didn't have the drive up the hill that as much as he should have had.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be really tricky, depending on the reverse grid. But it's going to be really tricky. Yeah.
He'll be ahead of Adrian Holm, and he'll have 27 kilograms in his favour over Adrian Holm. The reverse grid number is as low as it gets. Number 10, not Downing Street, but James Wilson on pole position. And that will be a great result for James.
Yeah. He's passed... who was it he passed over the line on the last lap by 0.02 of a second? So it's a nice move to get that done right at the end.
Yeah, whoever it was will be kicking themselves. That could have been them. Well, an interesting race 3 it looks to be for certain, and this could be. It is the titles. Both titles have gone down to the wire. I love it when this happens because it makes it so much more interesting.
For you guys, yeah.
Not for team managers though.
Not or drivers, no. I mean, next week I've got to fight Eros Majuli in the final race next season, and my nerves are more of a wreck than they ever were. So for you guys to watch, I'm sure it's amazing. But I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's not something really that it's an interesting scenario for us as commentators and spectators, but not for drivers. You want to get the championship wrapped up as soon as you can.
Oh, indeed, yeah, indeed. It's nice to be part of a battle. I mean, I've done it with Lewis in 2014, Philip last year when I was in Hawkeye, and this year with Eros. But it's an awesome season when you come out on top, you're like, yeah, that was brilliant. But at the time, you're like, please just DNF or something. I want to get this over and done with.
Yep, indeed. And that is what you want. So that is what you'll be going for. And, absolutely interesting racing going to come up. 2 and a bit minutes until the final race of the season.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get some comments on the stream now, get people's opinions on where they think people will finish.
Yep, please comment if you can. Who's it going to be? Home or Djakovic? That is the question. Advantage home for certain, but don't count Nicky out.
Yeah, it's interesting. In the chat on the game, Eric's like sharing setup stuff, and it's like Super League. Like we would just be like abused by team personnel if we even thought about doing that.
Well, it's a different ball game, ITC. It's one of the independent series. There's not team management involved. People want to win, but it's a lot more of a relaxed atmosphere.
Indeed, yeah. I found that out in Donington. Like, obviously I was driving for Tom Hinds and he gave me setups, but other people was helping out as well, and it was like, oh, okay, this is cool. I like this. Very much more relaxed atmosphere.
It is a nice change from the dizzy heights of the career ladder for certain, and yeah. It was great to have you with us Donington as well. I don't think we ever, it was an interesting thing to see you in tin tops.
Was it interesting that far back?
Well, it was interesting to watch you have a go.
Yeah. No, I'm always up for ever series. Wow, what a word for taking part in ever leagues. But it's just the time it takes me to set up cars for Super League. I just don't get time for anything else. But yeah, next year I'm hopefully getting like Super League and ITC as well. So I'll do a mix and match of both.
Well, it'll be a pleasure to have you with me. If you are in ITC, David, it's see how we fare.
Yeah, but hopefully a bit quicker than I was in Donington. I thought, these cars are pretty simple to drive, and then I was just like 3 seconds off the pace. I'm like, nah, just park up in the pits.
I guess everyone has their strengths and weaknesses,
Yeah, I've never been good at tin tops. I don't know what it is. Like any F1 league I've been part of, I've challenged for titles, my whole career, but each tin top league I've been in, I've never won it. So I don't know what it is, the style of driving or the weight of the cars, the weight transfer under braking. I don't know. I've got to work a lot at that, but yeah, the grid now forming by Chris, and yeah, really interesting. Let's have a quick look.
Yeah, it was Sven de Vries who just missed out on that position there.
Yeah.
He will be kicking himself not to be on pole.
So Rudy will start P10, Eric will be P8, whereas Nicky is P6.
2 positions, it's not much. Or at least a couple of positions ahead of Eric.
And I'm guessing
Adrian is 9th, so he's got 3 positions, it ain't much.
No. Is the setups locked between race 2 and 3?
I wouldn't know, I don't drive the cars enough to know for sure. But
I was going to say, because if I was Nicky, I would just drop some wing to be able to defend and overtake, but if
maybe
he's not
already
able...
on wing 1.
Oh, right. Okay.
Maybe he is, maybe he isn't, we don't know! That's the thing. We do not know. What we do know, though, is that ITC is about to come to an end. Let's go for a final time, indeed.
Yeah, even the drivers inside, Sven's asking the championship standings. Everyone's interested what's going on. And yeah, let's hope for a nice clean last race of the season. And yeah, Nicky and... Sorry, I was just trying to read at the same time. Nicky got a big hill to climb.
Yep, and on this 31st of October, we are indeed in for a real treat, hopefully no tricks. And, we're going to be seeing some great driving and a fantastic finale to what has been a great season of ITC. Possibly one of the best I've ever had the pleasure of being a part of. And this is coming from someone who was pretty much part of every season. in some capacity. So here we go for the very final time this year in ITC at least. We are going to go for 11 laps of racing here at Brazil. Nicky Jakovic from 6th has to emulate Rudy Van Buren and take the race win to really stand a chance of the championship. And even then, Adrian Holm, who's in 9th, only has to gain 2 places to secure the championship. It's all going to come down to this final battle. James Wilson will lead us off on pole position. He will take the final pole position of the year for Argo Motorsports. He will try his best for a race win. David Frančić will try his best for P2. And everyone out there who's not Jakovic and Holm will want their own selves to do as well as they can. Adam Taylor will start 3rd for Vodbull. Good start position for him. No way to worry about. Lewis McGlade, 4th for Argo Motorsports. Nico Barkley, 5th in the Stacks racing car. Then, the first of the weight runners, Nicky Jakovic. He has 9 kilograms. Has to gain 5 positions. Must win this race. Bart DeVos, 7th, 18 kilograms. In it for his teammate now, Bart. Eric Strana, 27 kilograms, not in the title fight. Last race, he will run as the number 1 until he wins the champion again. Adrian Holm, 36 kilograms, 2 positions to make up. The odds-on favourite for the championship. Rudy Van Buren, 45 kilograms, 10th place, but don't expect him to be out of the challenge. Sven de Vries will start 11th in it for Adonis Engineering. Whoopke Hoekstra 12th, David Judd 13th, Rob Mason 14th, Adam Hodgkinson 15th, Tobias Olsen 16th, Mark Wick 17th, Garrett de Vries 18th, Philip Worby 19th, Doug Hillier 20th, Tristan Potters 23rd, Jürgen Gieschen 22nd, Jackie Lotterman 23rd. Now we're going to ask you 2 questions now, David. Who's going to win and who's going to be champion?
Ooh, pressure. The win, I'm going to go for... We haven't got much time, Dave. Think quickly. I'm going to go for... Oh, my God. Nicky, he's highest placed. I'm going to go for Nicky. And for the title, I'm going to go for Adrian.
So, Adrian Holm for the championship and Nicky Jakovic for the win. Interesting choices. I will personally pick... I'm going to go for... I'm actually going to go for Adam Taylor for the win. I think if Oddball is going to win it, but I don't know whether it's going to be Nicky Jakovic, and as a result of that, I'm going to say Adrian Holm for champion as well. He is the odds-on favourite, but anything can happen in ITC, and if Jakovic and Holm get next to each other, you can be sure there's going to be a battle. Oh! What's this?
No, so one of the orange cars at the back was into the pit and then did a late dive out of it and nearly caused a crash.
Oh, right, that'll be an Adonis then. I don't know which one it was. Fucking news either way. Anyway, here we are then. Lights illuminate. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights for the final time in 2016. ITC is go, and it's a great start from Taylor, who moves to the middle of Frančić and Wilson. But look at Nicky Jakovic, 4th place he's got. Nicky P4, he's already going to go through Adam Taylor. Don't expect Taylor to put on too much resistance here. He is not in the championship fight. Nicky Jakovic will probably want to go through the P3 as soon as possible. Adrian Holm has not bumped up to 7th yet. He's in 8th and challenging Van Buren. It's crucial he gets past the Dutchman to try and get into a championship winning position as soon as he can. Adrian Holm here. But Jakovic, here we go. Jakovic down the inside. Adam Taylor is down in 3rd. He doesn't want to do anything silly here, Adam. But oh, what the? David Frančić has stopped and crashed. I do not know what has happened there. What on earth was that a hardware failure? What? David Frančić is just stopped. Well, he was coming in and then the brakes just engaged and he stopped and oh, well.
Screen freeze by the looks of it, or a desktop.
The brakes engaged and Nico Barkley clouted him. That helped. Then Lewis McGlade went in there. Was Adrian Holm involved? That's what I want to know. No,
P5.
That has helped Adrian Holm. He's in P5. Championship guaranteed at this point for Adrian Holm. It has been a godsend for him and a nightmare for Nicky Jakovic.
Yeah, the nightmare continues. He's dropping back quickly from his teammate as well, and Adrian's closing up quickly as well. So,
well, I don't know what happened to David Frančić. He's down in 22nd. We'll have to find out from someone.
Rudy on Nicky into turn 1, sorry.
Here we go, Rudy Van Buren, as if Nicky Jakovic is taking it any worse. Here comes Van Buren. He needs the win and he's down into 4th. Van Buren goes right on through and Adrian Holm is right behind him now. This could be an interesting battle.
Yeah, Wupke into the pits end of lap 1. I guess he was caught up in the first lap melee. So is David Frančić. Oh, it was a drive-through for Wupke. I guess he jumped the start then.
Yep, indeed. He actually has to serve this, unlike Adrian Holm, who got one and didn't have to serve it. But he will be hoping to catch up on Nicky Jakovic now at a rate of knots if he can. Van Buren, though, apparently it sounds like a neutral bug, then shifted into first gear, says Tom Jacobs.
Oh, wow.
So might have had that problem. Can't be helped. DC will look at it nonetheless. But here comes Adrian Holm on Nicky Jakovic. I'm sure there is no love lost between these two. We're in for a cracking fight here, even though Jakovic needs to gain 3 positions.
Yeah, indeed. Nicky's, good place for Adrian now. He can see his title rival. He doesn't need a push anymore. He can just follow in home, but he's got Eric all over the back of his car, so pressure's not off yet.
Could indeed do that. Doesn't need to overtake Nicky Jakovic. He must know that all he needs is 7th. He knows he's got a good points buffer. Eric Strana, though, giving him a challenge. This is a P5. Again, guaranteed if he gets it anything higher than P7, then the championship is his. But Strana, maybe he thinks he can afford to lose this position to Strana.
Yeah, he can indeed, yeah. Until Nicky moves up into P2, he can drop down to P8 if he likes. But Lewis got caught up in the first lap melee. I think he dropped down a bit, but he's got past Tobias through the last corner, defending into turn 1, so he's now back up into P9.
He is indeed up into P9, and yep, there is Lewis McGlade back up past Olsen. Bartamos giving Eric Strana some strife now as well, although Strana is right on home, down the inside he goes. This could work out for Eric, practically pushing him down the main straight. Outbreaks, does he outbreak? I don't think he does, but I think he's got the advantage. The preferential line, although home is still there, he's going to have one more shot, perhaps, into turn 8.
In the middle of all that, Doug went for a move down the inside of turn 1, tapped someone's bumper and spun around. He's dead last now, ball 1.
Yeah, but here comes Eric, tries to go on. No, it doesn't look again. It's looking like it could be Adrian's title, you know. And, well, Nicky Jakovic has 3 cars to pass if he even wants a chance. That's the thing.
3 cars to pass, and he's slowly gaining back on Rudy now, but looking from race 2, Rudy's pace was so great, I don't know if it's going to be possible to even get near Rudy, to be honest. So he needs P2, and he needs a few cars to pass Adrian as well, which Eric looks like he might do. He's got a good run now up the hill, so it might be possible into turn 1.
Yeah, and remember in the Teams Championship, Enterprise GP leads by 23 points. In the current standings, it'll be Taylor.
Watching Eric.
Well, watching Eric Strana, though. What's Strana, though, is he tries to go, no, he doesn't go into turn 1. Doesn't even try.
Looked like he was giving him a bump draft down the straight. I think he might try and help him out. I'm not sure. Are these good friends or?
Well, I don't know. They're both Swedish, so
James Wilson defending into turn 4.
I'm just trying to work out the points battle if you'd like to keep an eye on this, David.
James defending the inside of turn 4 of Adam Tyler. He's locked the brake. Adam might get the cut back, but no, he just sits in behind. Rudy's got a nice run as well going into turn 6. Adam now, James defending heavily into turn 6 or 7 and defends nicely. Good driving from James, well defended, and nicely into the infield now.
Oh, now here's an interesting point from Matthew Allington. Isn't bump drafting against the rules?
I won't comment. I don't know the rules of
well,
IPC
it might be. I don't know, but I don't think it was intentional bump drafting. Maybe he just chose not to go for the position.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Could have just been waiting for the end of the race, saving tyres. But yeah, it was definitely pushing the car towards turn 1. So we'll see what happens afterwards, I guess. But a big train now. P1 to P7, all very close. 2.9 seconds.
P8 even there, Sven de Vries on the back of it, but yeah, I can tell you now, Enterprise GP are winning the team's titles as well. Not currently enough of a joint points bunch for the Vodbull boys to do it.
James already defending into turn 1. Adam.
Here comes Taylor though. Here comes Taylor around the outside. Breaks into turn 1. Has the outside. Doesn't have the light leverage though. And isn't going to get the lead just yet. Van Buren on the back of both of them. Djakovic on the both of them. Holm not making inroads on Djakovic, but doesn't have to.
No, indeed not. He's just doing what he needs to do. He's just following Nicky home.
Just going to follow him home. Oh, look at how defensive James Wilson is going here. He's defending it like it's his life, that position. And Adam Taylor doesn't have a single road through at all. Has to settle for second for the moment. And Rudy Van Buren is going to be smiling with glee at all of this.
Yep, just a little further back. P9, Lewis defending, and he goes wide on the exit of turn 4, and 2 cars are now on the inside of him, and they've both got past at the moment.
Yeah, there is a big train on, of course, as you look to for these positions. Nicky Djakovic really starting to close in on Van Buren, who can't get past Taylor. Maybe it's going to be a case of Djakovic can get past the almighty Dutchman.
Indeed, yeah. Sorry, just watching David Junt now. P11, and he's just fighting off Lewis McGlade, who got stuck on the exit of turn 4, and David Junt's got the inside now of the airpin, and he's gone down the inside, tapped wheels, but David Junt's through.
Yep, he is indeed through. Damage the score through to P11 in that eval car. Meanwhile, Djakovic is tailing Van Buren, but I don't think he's tailing him enough. Holmes getting an advantage on him. Van Buren tailing Taylor and Wilson. This could be a three-way battle for the lead sooner than we expect, as Rudy will go down the outside of Adam Taylor. And he will try to take P2 away. He's got a draft on Wilson too, but it isn't going to be enough. The line is not right for Rudy. And indeed, Nicky Djakovic almost finds the back of his car, but doesn't. Good braking from Nicky. He's going to have to try something if he wants to get through. He has 3 cars to overtake, and even then it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, I think he's hoping Rudy will make a move on Adam and push each other wide so we can jump 2 at one go. But yeah, James has just got this perfectly sorted for Adrian. He's just doing what he needs to do. But good drive out of turn 4 for Rudy. Maybe a move into turn 6.
Yeah,
but no, too close.
Could be interesting. Here comes Strana though on home. Again, right on the back of him. Not trying to make the move happen, but he is there and thereabouts. He didn't even make the move at all, just staying right behind Adrian Holm in this, trying to keep this train going. All those fender frees, tries to go on Bartamos. Tries to go on DeVos, doesn't quite work out, but he gave it a go. Gave him a bit of a scare. Here was Bartamos and Eric Strana now. Battles up and down this train.
Wow, yeah. Everyone realises they're right in contention for victory. 2 seconds covering the top 8, so they're all going for it. And the same from, P11, Lewis McGlade, David John, Rob Mason. They're all fighting each other. Great battles up and down the field.
Here we go though. Is it Taylor time on the front straight? Adam Taylor's got the draft of his life against James Wilson. Wilson will go to the inside. We know that much. Adam Taylor forced to the outside. Waits till the last minute before pulling out. Here comes Van Buren down both of them as well. He's going to be in contention. Adam Taylor outbreaks James Wilson. Has he got it done? He has done just about, but has he not? James Wilson, using everything he can to stay there, does not lose the lead, and Van Buren has lined himself up for a great move on Adam Taylor.
3 wide.
3 wide almost, because Djakovic is there. Holm has gone down, Holm was always down in P6, Strana's through in P5. Holm is not really trying to attack here. Here comes Djakovic on Van Buren, contact between the two, and Van Buren has run a little wide, but Djakovic through into 3rd. And now,
risk from Nicky, but he needs
here
to
comes
take
Rudy
it.
though. Here comes Rudy. Here he comes again. And no love lost between these two at all whatsoever. They're at the fair share battles, and you can expect no quarter will be given. Van Buren back into the lead. Djakovic! Oh, no. That's not what we wanted to happen. I thought, I didn't want there to be an accident, but there was. Nicky, well, he was on the outside, and I think he clipped the curb. Maybe a bit of something going on, I don't know. He was coming inside, and I think he was trying to turn in, but I don't know what happened with Rudy. I don't know. I'm checking the telemetry now and seeing what happened if you'd like to cover the action, David.
Yeah, Adrian Holmes' smiles just got even bigger. That puts him P4 ahead of Nicky, and just a few laps left for title winner. Eric Strand, P3, dropped back a bit now from Adam, and this is just giving James Wilson now perfect opportunity to take the win. Who's this coming down the inside? Almost hitting the pit wall. Wow. Who is that? That was Bart DeVos, I believe. No, it's not. Nicky's in trouble again.
He's in trouble again. This time it's Sven de Vries. Wheel Archibald going on here. Nicky needs to watch it. DeVos is right behind it. Round again! And Bart DeVos too! Oh my word.
Title over for Nicky. That he's just got himself a bit hot-headed in this lap or two. And yeah, down to P13. Next person is Rudy, who's now overtaken him, and yeah, sadly for Nicky, he's just cost himself the title.
Quite potentially so.
He's
Two incidents with his face of a couple of corners. I think he's off. Is he going to retire from the race?
Yeah, he's just
He's out, and that is it. That means Adrian Holm is our 2016 Drivers' Champion. He retakes the championship that he won in 2013-14. It is Holm's now. Adrian Holm has done it.
Wow. I guess for Adrian, that's amazing way to, well, not amazing way to win it. He's won it. He's champion. He don't care how he wins it, but not a nice way for the title to end with contact like that, and you know. But anyway, he's done it. Adrian is the champion.
He has done it indeed, and I think that gives the team's title to Enterprise GP now as well, as the 25-point gap. Well, 25 points would not cover the gap we already have. So Enterprise GP are team's champions. They've done it in the first season. Well, not the first season, but it's the first season that they have won the title.
Incredible, yeah. Brilliant, up and down the field. Again, sorry, we got Bart, who's down the inside of Adam as we come down towards turn 1. Sorry, just to cut away from your comment.
Yeah, well, Adam Taylor, now it's a battle just for the lead now between the two men. The remaining
contact, 3 wide into turn 1. Sorry, Bart DeVos is down the inside of Adam.
Oh, round again! DeVos round again, and this time it's McLean. And rather than look at this from Yunt's taking advantage, going to P7, Hodgkinson into P8. Well, it's all getting a little bit silly now, but I'm gonna have to see what happened there.
Yeah, there was a bit of a squeeze, Bart down the inside of Adam into turn 1, and it just got a bit too tight.
Yeah, Hodgkinson, I think, was just moving a little bit left at the time, trying to avoid McLeod. Didn't quite catch DeVos, and Lewis was there. That's pushed Bart round again. He's down at 13th now, and it won't be enough again. 25 points. So Enterprise are team's champions, regardless.
Yeah, it looks like they've got that done and dusted now, along with Adrian, so they can just relax and bring the cars home nice and. Yeah, we just need some more battles now. Nice fire battles. We've got Rob Mason now catching up to David Junt, I believe that is, yep. And Adam recovering from that incident over the back of Rob.
Well, not really the incident, but DeVos did not necessarily want that to happen. But nonetheless, well, I'm still in shock as to the championship having been decided in the way it had.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like trying to put a different view on it, because as a driver, this is not the way you want to win it. You know, I've got to fight Eros next race, as I said, and although I desperately want to win the championship, if I won it that way, I wouldn't like the win as much as me winning it on track in a fair fight, if you get what I mean. So Adrian will be over the moon that he's champion, but winning it that way is always a bit of a downer than fighting on track.
Yeah, that is unfortunate, but all we can do is concentrate on the race in hand now. And James Wilson on course for a win at this rate if he can hold off Adam Taylor. What a win it would be for James Wilson as well as he won this season. I don't know, I'm going to have to check.
I wouldn't know on that one.
I don't think he hasn't. No, he hasn't. It would be his first win in the final race if he could do it. Adam Taylor will want it for himself, of course, but that's not going to stop James Wilson, as we are on lap 10 going on the final lap.
Oh, would Adam begrudge him of that first win? Just, you know, one more lap.
Well, I will have to see what happens on this final lap. I've got one more lap to commentate on. So does David Fidock. James Wilson around Young Cow. Adam Taylor around Young Cow. It's the lead battle. A first win versus another win. It's going to be either £20 more for charity or £25 more for charity, and maybe even a first win for James Wilson. Has he won a race in GPVWC? I don't know. Certainly not in ITC, but he's going to start the final lap in the lead.
He is, yep. Bart DeVos with a nice one on Philip Morby and Lewis McGlade. This should be a nice battle into turn 1, heading into the final lap.
Yes, and indeed, this could be an interesting little thing to go on. I mean, of course, we haven't even factored in the potential thing with Adrian Holm and the jump start. I mean, unless he loses 17 points because of a penalty, he probably won't lose the championship. But then again, maybe the GC might have something for Djakovic. I don't know. I haven't looked at it in detail. They will be looking at this race, though, in quite some detail. But what we're looking at now is Wilson Taylor. Absolutely. I mean, Hodgkinson goes for Mason further down the field, but Adam Hodgkinson goes through to P8. This will be a good race for Hodgkinson as well. Really starting to show what he's capable of in this final race. Rudy Van Buren 10th. Unfortunately, Bartavos down in 13th, but it is all Wilson Taylor now. We're on the final half of this lap.
Yeah, and it's bumper to bumper now. A few corners left, and Adam's got a great run. Down the inside.
Oh, here comes Adam Taylor indeed. Oh, well, contact. Contact indeed. He gets through, and well, a little bit of argy-bargy, but he outbraked him. James Wilson, though, regardless of the outcome of this race, has done a stunning job, and he might not be on course to win it anymore, but he will get a second place. He will match his second place he got in race 3 at Portugal. But coming round the final turn, Rod Bull Motorsports are looking to round this out with a win, and they will do. It's Adam Taylor he has 25 points more for the team, but it's 25 points. That is not enough.
Champion
They will
of the world.
end on 4-1-10. Adrian Holm crosses the line and is our 2016 ITC Drivers Champion. And Bartavos in 14th place to cross the line. Enterprise GP Teams Champions.
Incredible. Wow. What a final race. I'm glad I was here to witness this. Wow. One last final battle. Mark Witts, is he going to get one place over the line? No, just misses out.
Oh, no, he's not. One last battle. And that is, well, Mark Wicks, 17th. Got a point, though. Always good to see Wixie score points. Tristan Partners will be 18th. And Douglas Hilliard will have the honour of being the final person to finish in ITC 2016.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Just a note, Rudy brought it back to P10 by the final lap. Incredible, considering he was spun round in P15 with just a few laps left.
Well, that was an interesting 3 races, to put it one way. Well done to our champions, Adrian Holm and Enterprise GP. Holm reclaims the championship that he won in the inaugural season in 2013 and 2014. Then Eric Strana won 2 titles, and now Holm is champion again. 4 seasons, 4 Swedish champions. I better start changing my nationality.
Well, yeah, I think I might too.
We should all just be Swedish now. Well, I'm just trying to sort out some interviews. That was a great lot of races.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, it's really nice to be part of and witness some great racing up and down the field. Really close fighting. It's a shame for Nicky. You know, I've been in this position. I know what he's feeling right now. So, you know, hopefully he comes and has a chat to us. Be interesting to get his views. But yeah, what a race! Wow. It's a shame James Wilson couldn't hold on for that last lap, trying to edge him on there. But yeah, Adam, I guess they get more money for the charity, don't they? So win-win either way.
Yep, indeed. And I'm just going to let the interview box fill up before we decide who is going to come in to the box, so to speak. And I'm sure that we'll have a fair few people from the top 3 and maybe a little bit further down from each race, including hopefully our champion Adrian Holm, because we always like to interview the champion.
It's always good to get their view, yeah. Few drivers in the waiting room, but we'll see who comes in. Hopefully the champion comes in. No sign of Nicky if I just scroll down. No, yeah. Nicky
I don't
nowhere
think
around.
He was in the top 3 in any of the races anyway, so he'd probably be last on the priority list.
Yeah.
Well, we shall see how this goes then in terms of drivers getting interviews. We're going to see how many we can get in the room with us at once that are in the top 3, etc. and maybe even a couple more. Who knows? A couple of other people. And we shall give it a little bit of a look as to how that turns out. I think we might wait a couple of minutes, but what a race that was then, David, and what a championship decision.
Indeed, yeah. For Adrian, it was just, he had the position, the comfort zone of just following Nikki home, which he was doing perfectly. And sadly, the pressure got to Nikki and took a few. He had to take the risk. Nikki had to take the risk. Let's just get that across. He couldn't just sit there doing nothing. He had to make something happen. He tried it. It didn't work. But you can't begrudge him for trying. But yeah, Adrian kept it clean, did what he had to do, and the champion is waiting, so to speak, in the waiting room.
I'm just giving notice to all the drivers that I'm going to move them up because sometimes I've caught the mid-conversation before. I obviously don't want to do that today, so just giving them all their mandatory notices that I'm moving them all up, and we are going to go ahead and start dragging people into the broadcast room.
Moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Well,
user was moved
everybody's
to your
here,
channel.
and the room is very much full now. I think this is all the interview's going to take. It's going to be an extra long interview special segment today, and we are going to start
Your channel was edited.
with none other than our Race 3 second placer, James Wilson.
Hello.
I honestly had you down for the win, James. I thought you were going to edge it, but second place for you in the final race of the season. How has your 3 races been?
I started from near the back for race 1 because of penalties and getting my lap deleted. I had a really nice comeback there. Finished P11, and in race 2 I had an amazing fight with Franchich and Taylor, which was really fun. Ended up finishing 10th, and I thought I'd done enough in race 3. I should have seen the move coming from Taylor, never covered it off, and yeah. Second place.
Well, a second place for you. Almost a race win, but a second place nonetheless. How has your season been as a whole? Because you will finish with, I believe, a grand total of about, there'll be quite a couple, you'll almost, if not have actually budged 100 points, got there, and that'll put you quite far up the Drivers' Championships in terms of the top 10. Quite near then. It's been a solid season for you, hasn't it?
I'd say in terms of results when I was there, I'd say yeah, but looking at it from other perspectives, I had quite a few penalties, so I'm really disappointed in myself for that. But other than that, yeah, I'd say it was a pretty solid season considering I'm not generally a fan of front wheel drive touring cars.
Yeah, well, maybe you can find a drivetrain change for next season. Who knows? And 2017, are you looking forward to 2017? Because this season's been fantastic.
Well, we'll see. I've had really good fun in ITC, especially with Adam Taylor. It's been amazing battling with him in Dubai and, of course, this round. So I will be back for 2017 if I can get myself a drive.
Fantastic to hear. Great to have you with us, James, and a pleasure to be able to commentate on you.
Thank you.
In fact, we will go to Adam Taylor next.
Hello.
Well done on your race 3 win, Adam. Just narrowly grabbed from James, it must be said. And 25 more points towards charity this season. Almost won the team's title, but did not come to fruition in the end, although that win at the end means that you will have earned a full £410 for charity, because it is a big thing, this charity initiative.
Yeah, it's really good. We've been trying our best all season, and we struggled a bit in the first 2 races, but that final one, the car felt perfect. I just struggled to try and pass James early on in the race, and then he got a bit of a gap, and then the last lap is just perfect. And I've had some great battles with James. He's a really good driver. Look forward to some more in the future.
Yes, hopefully so. And of course, you must be thinking towards 2017 at this point, because you came quite close to the Drivers' Championship yourself. You weren't that far off the likes of Jack Rich and Home. Do you think maybe you could have a shot in 2017 if you decide to race?
Maybe. I don't think this season I was in for the driver. I missed a round, unfortunately. But other than that, we've had a really strong season for the first season in these cars. It was fun and a lot more competitive than I expected it to be.
Yep, indeed. Do you have any questions for Adam, David?
No questions, just congratulations on your solid drive at the end there. But we wanted James to win.
Well, no bias there whatsoever in the comments box. Well, nonetheless, congratulations, Adam, and great to talk to you again.
Thank you.
We now move on to race 1 winner, Eric Strana, and our outgoing drivers champion, Eric. Great to have you with us. You will be passing the number 1 on to another driver, but has it been a good season nonetheless?
Considering I missed, 1 or 2 rounds, then yeah, I mean, I'm not going to complain. When I did Poznan, it was a bit disappointing that I wasn't further up, but Dubai and now Interlagos has really been good, and something just clicked. I don't know what, but didn't make any massive changes to the car or anything. Just, I guess I remember how to drive again. So the races I did do, especially the last 2, were really good. Shame I missed a few in the beginning. Would have been fun to see how I would have stacked up in the end, but hey, at least the championship gets to stay in the country at least.
I guess it does, because 4 world champions and 4 Swedes. It's like you have to be Swedish to win these days. Can I become Swedish? I like the country.
Well, I mean, that's not up to me to decide. But give it a bash. Oh, Holmes says no, so no. Sorry.
No, I feel all dejected now.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Well, nonetheless, 2017 for you, Eric. What's it looking like?
Yes, please. That would be. I mean, now that I finally got a hang of these things, and it's definitely I'm gonna try. So, It's always depending on times and dates and la la la. But I'm gonna try.
Well, you can try, and hopefully we'll see with maybe the number 1 again one day. I'm sure it wouldn't be out of bounds given your performances this season. Well done, Eric Strana, our outgoing drivers champion.
Yep, and congrats to Adrian as well, of course.
Of course. Now we move on to race 2 winner, Rudy Van Buren.
Hello.
Rudy, sensational driving from you again today. P6 to P1 in race 2. Another phenomenal win. And I've said before that if you decide to be here in 2017, you'll be a formidable force for certain. But just talk us through your 3 races.
Yeah, well, race 1 was exciting, just like the previous 2. Got another back of grip penalty of a stupid mistake in Dubai. So 21-6 there, good fights. Actually thought I wasn't going to make it after the first few laps, because after like 3 laps I was still in P12, 13, so it wasn't moving forward. But the cards started to fall in my place, and P6 was good. First one without weight, so from that point for race 2 I knew I should be in a position to win it if I could get past, because we had Mr. McLean in front of me as well. And I remember that from last race, but this one I could pass him relatively quick. From there on, it was just about being smart and picking the points where I could pass, because I clearly had the pace advantage to pretty much anyone in front of me since they had the weight on. So that was good, another win. Race 3, where should I start? Good start. Again, lucky, but I just dived into a gap into T1, and that was all good. Ended up in P3 and having quite a hard time staying even close to a BMW out of the last turn with the weight on. Was looking around, P1 and 2 started to battle in front of me, so kind of waiting what to do. Then I found some orange or a pink car. Don't know if it's even worth to talk about it, but I guess it's good that he didn't win the championship after such thing. I saw the replay and it says enough. That's pretty much it's kind of a bummer on the evening. It was fun until that point.
Well, I agree. It's not necessarily the best thing the World Sea Championship is decided by accident, and I'm sure the disciplinary committee will have a look at that. But nonetheless, we can't let that take away from the fantastic things you've done all season. 4 race wins. That is the same. You've actually won even more than our current reigning new drivers champion. You've won even more than him, and you only did half the races.
Maybe I'm half Swedish.
Maybe you are half Swedish. Maybe you are. Maybe we'll see a Dutch world champion in 2017.
I'll try to be there. We're going to see.
Have you got any questions, David?
Yeah, Rudy, incredible drive race 2. Congratulations on that. I just wanted to get your mindset in race 3 when you were fighting Nicky, knowing he was fighting for the title. What was going through your head? Do you just drive as normal, or do you think give him some space? He's a title contender.
Well, going into it, obviously I don't have the intention to hit him
User
off.
disconnected from your channel.
You could see it at the first point where I passed him. I go by him, it's all clear. I make sure I don't outbrake myself, catch him in the door
User
or anything.
left your channel.
And it was good. He was behind me on a normal distance, like 2-3 car lengths, was all good. And then he actually starts the ball by going to a gap that pretty much wasn't there. I get pushed off track, get back, and then then you got me. Like, I'm not going to disappear for you. Simple as it is.
Indeed, yeah.
And then, well, we know what happened. I can understand it's difficult. I can understand Adrian's position in race 2 as well. When I'm in his slipstream, I know he's not going to block because I'm not in the points contention. It can only cause trouble, which he doesn't need. So I kind of expected the same from him, or at least not something he did there.
Well,
But
yeah, race 3, not necessarily going your way, but nonetheless, a fantastic season, half season for me, Rudy. And if you are around in 2017, I think our new champion has something seriously big to worry about in the form of you. Well done, and I would really be looking forward to seeing you in 2017.
yep, we're going to try. We're going to try to get you a good seat and then see where we end up.
Yeah, and I would now like to go to Bart DeVos, the Swedish champion of Adrian Holm, his teammate, the Belgian himself. Hello, Bart.
Evening.
I would like to first congratulate you on your team's championship success with Adrian. And, well, yeah, that save. I did save it. I can trip up myself sometimes, but not today because I'm good. But yes, well done on the team's championship to you and finishing where you did in the Drivers' Championship. Didn't take a win all season, but your consistency has helped hundreds, evidently.
Yeah, that was the goal. It wasn't the goal at the start of the season to go for the team's championship, but it played out well in the end.
Yeah, I mean, you've had some very good drives this season. Unfortunately, a little bit of problems towards the end of race 2 and 3, but nonetheless, you have had some great races this season, including a double podium at France, 2nd and 3rd in the end you got. And, you know, that really helped you out in that sense. 2017 then, Bart, what are you thinking of?
Well, I'm definitely going to do the IDC again. It's a championship I've been in from the start, and I love it, so I'll be there for sure.
Yeah, and one more question for you from me. What is it like working with Adrian Holm? What's he like as a teammate to work with?
It's fantastic. He's just so quick and helpful with the setup, so you don't have to worry about anything, and he just delivers the results you expect from him.
Yeah, sounds like the mindset and mentality of a champion. Indeed. Any questions, David?
Nope, sorry, wouldn't listen. I was just talking to someone else. Congratulations, though, Sven. It was a great drive. Bart, sorry. Great driving, and yeah, hope to see you in the grid next season.
Yep, indeed. We hope to see you next season as well, Bart, and well done on the team's championship again.
Thank you.
I'm going to break tradition here slightly. I'm going to go to the champion next. Adrian Holm, congratulations on becoming Drivers' Champion once again. You won the inaugural season. You've won this season. It's come full circle for you.
Yeah, it's it's back in a way, but yeah, no, it feels fantastic. I always wanted to win in a front wheel drive because I wanted a rear wheel drive the first season, and yeah, had a few cracks at it, but finally came together, and yeah, it feels great.
It must do, yes, and you are a double champion. You match Eric Strana's feat, and 2017, should you choose to return, you will have that number 1 on your car once again. Do you have any plans team-wise? Do you plan to stay with Enterprise?
Oh, we'll see. I'm definitely very comfortable there, and driving with Bart has been a pleasure as well. Managed to bring home the team championship as well, so that's great. So it's all great today, and yeah, at the moment I don't see why I wouldn't, and we'll see what happens. See what happens with if I'm available and stuff like that. But yeah, it would be great.
Now, I don't mean to be that guy, Adrian, all right? But there's a question that must be answered. How there was a slight penalty that got removed at the start, near the start of race 1 for you. Was it a problem at the start or problems with corners?
Because it was an uphill start, I rolled too far out of the box backwards.
Ah, right. I was
was
getting a
the
bit
issue.
worried there in case something had happened and it had booked you a penalty or something.
Yeah, no, that was what happened, and had a quick talk to race director about it, and he looked at it, and he cleared it right away. So it was good to get that cleared straight away, and no worries.
Well, I'll tell you this, it is a bit strange that you actually get penalised for going too far backwards on an uphill slope. I'll give you that. I would have thought there was a disadvantage, but nonetheless, well done to you, Adrian. Any questions, David?
Yeah, Adrian, congratulations. Amazing driving those 3 races. Talk us through that last race, turn 5 on the exit when there was that big pile up and you were right there.
Oh yeah, that was always trying to remember, should I follow the tail of the car or the nose, you know, if it's gonna come back or something, but I just followed the car ahead of me and played it a bit safe at first to see what was going to happen, but yeah, the drivers that spun, I don't know which were involved, I think they tried to stay off the track, which was very good.
Yeah, once you got out of that melee, you were just right behind Nicky and just in the position you needed for the title. You must have had a massive smile.
Oh, you know, I was pushing very hard to keep up. I actually thought there for a moment if Taylor would have passed Wilson and or something like that, and Nicky would have got up to 3rd or 2nd, because I wasn't sure I was going to keep the cars behind me because they were clearly quicker than me. But yeah, obviously a few incidents happened, and they didn't have to worry there for the last couple of laps.
Indeed, yeah. So I'm not a big ITC follower, so you have to excuse my ignorance, but I'm guessing you'll stay next season and continue for a 3rd title?
Oh, we shall see. Would be nice to try and defend it, but you know, it's pretty far away at this point, and now I just want to enjoy it and have a bit of a break from Simracing, and yeah, we'll be back next year with some new energy.
Indeed, and well done again. You are 2016 ITC champion, so well done.
Thank you very much.
Indeed, thank you, and well done, Adrian, on your title. And finally, and by absolutely no means least, we have the team manager and usual co-commentator for myself, Mr. James Kirk, with us. James, for everything, there is a first time, and this is the first time I believe Enterprise GP have won a team's championship. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm wiping the sweat from my brow, and that's just from Adrian saying that he might like to continue with us next year. No, actually, first of all, I'd like to say thank you so much to David for stepping in. I took the decision to just to sit back and be the supporter today, because it was such a close run championship with Bobble, and I want to say commiserations to Mike, to Adam, because I mean they've both done so much good this championship, and I feel I'm quite sad, much like Rudy actually, that the season ended on the note that it did. But you know, I can't fault my 2 drivers. Adrian and Bart have been absolute pleasures to work with, and it was great to get Bart on after he joined us last year for this full season. But Adrian was a real steal in my eyes, and if they're happy with me, then I'm more than happy to work with them, because I think it's a night that we're all going to enjoy.
Well, for Adrian Home, I'll say this for him: he's consistent. I mean, let's look at it. I mean, 5 podiums, 10 top 5s. He's had the drive of a champion.
Oh, of course, and I didn't want to put that much pressure onto him, of course, because he wasn't too much of a player in the 2015 championship. He's sort of been in and around this year and a half Factor 2, and my first message to the drivers was just to go out there and to see what they could do to have fun. And of course, as the season wears on, you end up finding yourselves in a championship position. But you know what, that's what Adrian's in the team for. He's a past champion, now current champion, of course. He gets you the results, as does Bart as well. I mean, Mr. Consistency or what? He's been in the top 10 so many times, bringing home those points results to support Adrian, and yeah, I couldn't be more proud of them. I'm over the moon for sure.
Yeah, well, then, James, on to 2017. The saying goes, conquest is easy, control is not. So is it really going to be a case for you of beaming yourselves up for 2017 as the captain of Enterprise GP and hoping you can come back and indeed keep this control over the team's championship?
Well, you can be assured Enterprise GP will be back, don't you worry. Whether we're going to keep a hold of the team's championship is a completely other question. People now know what sort of limits these guys are breaking this year. In the case of, Adam, I mean, Rudy Van Buren, what a force he may be in the championship next year as well. So I think I'll just echo the words of my drivers. We will see what comes about next year, and well, fingers crossed if we can defend our title, then that's what we're going to try and do for sure.
You either believe in yourself or you don't. And I'm sure that you as a team do believe in yourselves. Congratulations, James Kirk, on your team's championship. Well done to Barton Boss and Adrian Home as well for driving their way to it.
Thank you very much.
And so concludes another season of ITC. That is it for this season. We are done. We have a champion. We have new teams champions. And indeed, that does call an end to proceedings. Any words from you, David, before we wrap up this broadcast?
Amazing last 3 races of the ITC Championship. Congratulations to Enterprise, James and Adrian for the driver's title. Let's hope next season is as thrilling as those last 3 races.
Yep, indeed. And of course, this is not the end of GPVWC competition, although it is getting there. Unfortunately, we have just a few rounds left of our calendar. The Grand Prix of the Americas in 4 days' time, and the Atlantic Series, where we have a Drivers' Championship battle wrap-up. And of course, the infamous Super League driver scrap between David Fidock and Erasmus Shuley, as well as Formula Challenge, Open Series, and Super Cup as well. Oops, sorry about that. But, yep, coming to the end of another GPVWC year, I'm going to say one thing. That, ultimately, sometimes a feeling is all we have to go on, and the feeling for Adrian Home is that of success, and looking forward to next season. I'm Joshua Anderson, and from me and everyone here at GPVWC, it is very much goodbye.